Weird Phoenix says, hey, I'm finally able to watch live and join in on the fun in real time.
Hello, welcome.
Hey.
That's wonderful.
Hello.
Must be a great feeling.
Ew.
What?
That sounds very kind of like, oh yes,
Compensating.
it's so wonderful to see us.
You're welcome.
What can we say
thank you very much.
except
Exactly.
you're welcome to come and tune into our show.
So, Weird Phoenix, there's 2 X's. So, is it Weird Phoenix?
I kind of wanted to say that. Is that wrong?
We're going to be out
Weird
of
Phoenix.
drinks before we get to game because this isn't a slow drink.
Welcome to my life. Sup, everybody? What's going on? Welcome.
Hi.
Changeling the
Pew, 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 pew.
Okay. We're going to start by saying, first off, hands up, everybody whose voice is still recovering. So, bear with us.
Yeah.
You may see us drink a lot. So, you know, that's the thing. Second, hi. Whoa, things got themselves up in a damn hurry around here in North America this past week. And that's just here. We know that worldwide things are going kind of crazy, but rest assured, you get to stay here and you get to play with the 4 of us in a world where this just hasn't really happened yet. Just so that you know, like it's fantastic that you're here, and hey, you can be here without joining other people. Social isolation, all good. Just so that you know, though, we're not present day, and so these characters will not be dealing with that, nor will COVID-19 probably actually ever come up in this campaign. Just so that you know. So if you're worried, if you're anxious about it, it's not going to come up. Not for these PCs anyway. But hey, if you need to talk to somebody, there's a whole chat right there for you, or a whole Discord, which you can join as well.
Wow, that was great. Really masterful.
Was there any reasons for the big voice issues? I was sick with the flu, which is why we did not play last week. I just had no voice to give. Or rather, I had more voice than like when I did that stream where I had but I knew that if I was going to speak for 3 hours, it was going to be gone.
Yeah.
And you can't trust us to just speak for 3. Like, I wouldn't trust us to speak for
Yeah.
3 hours alone either.
Well, also, you weren't feeling great either.
I wasn't feeling great. It's true.
So it would just be me.
Yeah, Scott had done some voice gigs and
That's right.
fully
That
lost his
weekend
voice.
before, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh.
You don't know this, but apparently when you do voice gigs, it can fuck your throat up. So
Yes,
when
can you
people are like,
please
voice
die
actors
for
have it
8
easy.
hours?
Thanks.
No, they don't. And Canadian voice actors have it way easier than American voice
That is
actors.
true.
We have like a maximum of 4 hours if you're doing strenuous voice work. The Americans can make you go the whole 8.
Yep. You're not going to get a very good performance. Anyway. But speaking of great performances, we're all back in the same room together!
Yay!
And I'm excited
Bump
about
elbows
it.
with each other.
6 feet, 6 feet!
Hi.
Hi.
And a special welcome back to you,
Thank
Elizabeth. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you all.
We've missed you.
I've missed everybody. Yeah, I'm happy to be back.
And I'm just happy to see a new face. So, Weird Phoenix, here's a question. How caught up are you?
Oh.
It's a really good question.
Yeah.
SpaghettiOs. Yeah, I want to know too. Quick, lightning round. First 114 episodes.
Oh, God.
Absolutely not.
You absolutely don't need to be caught up. I mean,
No.
we have recaps. We have text recaps. They're available on rpgclinic.com. We have VODs. They're available on Elizabeth's YouTube channel. We've got, I mean, we'll cover you. And frankly, you don't need to see all of it to appreciate just how fucked up Braum is, but
The
Hey.
full time.
the full time, holy shit.
Oh shit!
The
That's
last
so
play of the game winner
impressive.
was Kate.
4. That should have been 5. That's fine. I said
So Weird
4.
Phoenix, thanks so much. Are you part of the Discord? We'd love to see you if you're part of the Discord. If you are and I've just missed it,
Is
then
your
I'm an
friend.
idiot. YouTube is my friend.
Yep, Dubs.
My domain.
Oh shit.
Whoa.
Okay. Hey, sweet bug. Okay, there we
There we
go.
go.
Now I have a name to the name,
2 names.
to the icon,
1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
4.
the avatar. Well, it is. Frankly, I'm so happy to see you. I'm happy to see everybody here. It is known.
Yes. Magic trick. Yes.
Yes,
Success.
yeah, you get the thing. The point.
So, folks,
Yes.
I'm inclined to ask if there's anything that you want to say to she who knows 10,000 things, who's right here. Entropy's disciple still unable to arrive, but you know we're holding out hope for you.
Hold that up.
Hero.
So no messages for them. Nothing to say.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. We love you, mods.
Thanks for giving us a cool RPG in our sub chat.
Yeah.
in
Oh
Discord.
yeah. I can't wait to see what's going to happen.
I know.
Yeah, the AI
Really
dungeon
wanna jump in.
being run.
Yeah.
I'm also going to point out that today is the first stream in a long time where I am not wearing pants.
But not the first ever. Make of
No.
that what you will. Well, I mean, y'all know, I guess, right? Why is that, John?
Because it gets hot in here.
I can
And
see
sure,
his knee.
you know,
Any particular?
I also am wearing this.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. That's fair. It's like, well, you can't tell, but it's bright and sunny in Montreal, and it's like quite wonderful. Although a little chilly, but. Pook!
It's pook. I'll remind everybody that if you really want to check out a streamer who does it way better than any of us, you can always go to twitch.tv/Pukajutsu Tuesday through Saturday, starting at 11 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, which is 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, which is 7 p.m. Greenwich Daylight Time.
Pooks,
It's-
McPooks.
Yes.
6 p.m.
Pookerson.
I don't know.
8
Daytime.
Anyway. You can figure that shit out on your own. But yeah, you can go watch that. Final Fantasy XIV variety. So not always Final Fantasy XIV, but a good thing to check out nonetheless. Folks, you're here. I'm going to get to the recap in a second. I have to ask whether any of you have spent any experience this time around. That's 3, 2, 1, go. Erwin gifting a sub to Weird Phoenix. Erwin approaching 100 gift
Oh,
subs.
Erwin, my goodness.
What
Thank
the
you.
heck? 100. Oh my god. Thank you, Aragwen.
That's a lot.
I
Yeah,
bought
so-
my 5th dot
Ooh.
of Greymare.
Ah,
Now she's the
Ramera.
one who knows several
Things.
thousand things, yeah.
Like,
Someone
like
in
9,000
what
things,
used to
maybe.
be, ain't what she used to be, ain't what
Now the
used
old
to be.
man chorus, whatever it is.
So, congratulations.
Thank you.
And better luck next time to make Aragorn like you.
Last section.
I hope that puts something on the bingo board. Liz is not a disappointment.
Lately, we've been experimenting with, instead of a drink counter, a bingo board, which is being held in reserve by Aragorn, who will reveal it at the end of the session on our
Yay.
Discord, so you can see what people may or may not have done. Remember that the bingo board applies to all players and myself, so...
And what's great is that people can request cards, and Aragorn will send you one. We'll send you the evening's card, so you too can compete in bingo.
I think they get unique cards, is my understanding.
Yeah.
What? Oh, really? Oh, I
think
thought
so.
it
I
was
think
the
everybody
same
gets
card, and
different
everyone
cards.
just, oh my god, that's fucking nuts!
Which is great.
Sorry, I'm just playing with these.
They're not a toy, they're a safety device! We'll get into them now, why not?
Yay.
Talking about cards, I think that's what led to it. Sorry.
We are all carrying cards. I'm not showing this card, I'm showing this one. We're all carrying cards. These cards are for our safety. If you are showing green, it means that I am enthusiastic about what's going on, even if I don't look like I am and wish to continue. Yellow means I'm okay with what's happening, but I'm approaching my limit. You should know this so that you do not go further. And red means I am no longer okay. I need play to stop, or I need to have an immediate change of subject. Probably need checking in. We have cards. You do not, but that doesn't mean you aren't without options. You can whisper a mod or myself. If you whisper me, the players will not see it. If you feel like you need to get our attention, and you are also at all times able to leave. We do not want you to, but we wish you to prioritize your well-being before everyone else's. Did I miss anything there?
I don't think so.
I hope not, because that's a long list. But yeah, seriously, no, take care of yourself, especially in this time of love and cholera.
Sorry. That's good. Okay.
You guys want to let us know what happened last session? I mean, only two of you
It's a
can.
mystery.
We're back. We're home. We're at the
Spark.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just trying to decipher my notes, and I'm not succeeding
I
at all.
got this, guys. Don't worry.
Thanks, guys.
Well, no worries.
Mazer is the cell leader. I found.
Yes.
Okay, Patches found out some intel. Mazer is definitely a cell leader. He's part of the inner circle of Broken Flight. There were 5 leaders, including Bully. We got rid of 3, so that implies that it's Mazer and Bully, who's the fellow that we had down in the basement. Something about psychological enhancement. Thanks, Kate. Thanks, previous notes.
Great note.
So if you've got some details to fill out all of that.
Yeah. Oof. Big oof.
Big oof indeed. And yet,
At the Spark, Patches went to go. We took it upon ourselves to give part of Mazer's horn to Talus to Scry. Maybe just see if we can find him. Nothing's come of that yet. Our mission is to find Zistor Flexx.
Did you succeed in that mission last session?
Didn't even attempt it. We had other shit to do.
like what?
I'll tell you.
What's coming up next?
Patches went to see Bully. He is full on, like, post-traumatic stress. But he revealed the information that Kate mentioned already. But he was just really kind of crushed in terms of his moral defeat, the fact that Mazer maybe wasn't a true believer like him, like he was just kind of really low. But at the end,
Oh yeah, it wasn't the torture, the brutal torture that was being laid out on him. It was him
I did
being
give him his
disappointed
hearing
in the
back
satyr.
against Sophia's instructions.
the torture was implied. I don't know. It wasn't really.
I think my instructions to you were, you do what you feel is right.
Yeah.
He did release Halea from her oath to him or with him.
Yeah.
Which we, hastened to tell her about. She's really, confused but overjoyed, suspicious but overjoyed. And then her instructions or her wish was for us to reunite Cog and his mom, because that was an oath that she undertook.
Yeah.
It's important that she became safe. So
We followed her instructions. We went to a dentist. And we asked to get about after Mrs. Ducoeur. And she was brought out, and Patches will come back and pay $10,000 for this person who had some backroom secret surgery with a bullet wound that wasn't brought to a real hospital.
wink.
So yeah. But she was okay, and we brought her home, and then brought Cog to his mom.
Yep, reunited them.
Yeah.
Also reunited Halea with her brother, Paris.
Yes.
Whose Gaius had also kind of been
Lifted.
Oh,
so he
excellent.
can speak again.
Yay!
Or at least he spoke, so, nothing happened to him
Yeah.
that was terrible in that moment, so,
Not yet.
And then the move was to go and seek out Zistor Flexx. Brom got on the wrong side of Incisor. More to the point, Brom kind of dug into Incisor a little bit, and they almost fought. But that was diffused, or at least they were separated.
Yeah.
Patches and Incisor talked, Brom and Talus talked, and Care Frost
Yeah.
was recovered. I have that note.
By
I forgot.
McAllister and Helena were able to
Really hoping just the two.
retrieve it. So that also implies that Helena seems to be in the clear as far as any
Right.
suspicions we had about her.
Right. There you go.
Unlike Helena.
Saren Zero messaged me
Ooh,
Okay.
and asked the following question.
yeah.
I'm curious, did they get the bonus XP for Elizabeth watching the whole last stream? No.
Mongani!
What?
Yay!
We
There-
weren't allowed to influence you.
I left a message in the stream that if you had watched through to the end, then everyone would get a bonus XP.
Oh, I'm
Good
sorry.
eye, Saren Zero.
that's
Thank
okay.
you for asking.
I had
Yeah.
to go to my grandma's.
Yeah.
No,
I think
No.
I think it's okay.
It's okay.
Sorry.
And then you got back into town and had to deal
dare
with
you.
life here.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fair.
It's okay.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant live. No,
No,
I
no,
haven't
it didn't
even
have to be
in-
live.
even
Oh, no,
as
no,
a
no.
VOD. No.
It was more of an experiment to see if you were actually going to watch, because I actually don't require the players to. I mean, Sophia wasn't there, so she wouldn't necessarily know what happened.
Yeah.
They no permission.
Because
Because you don't need permission. You don't need mod permission to.
No, it's that there have been one squared marked. Only Erwin can influence the quantity of squares marked
Understood.
because I think different people have different squares.
Right.
Yeah, different people have different squares, so
Also, you all would have gotten an XP if I. I'm sorry.
We were specifically not allowed to.
I know.
But I forgot. So.
I was thinking of
Okay.
sending Liz like a poem with like an acrostic, like or whatever, just down the side that was just like Liz watched the VOD. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna make that now.
I like how Luma Fate's like, no permission.
Yeah.
No.
So that's the recap. That's the, your experience. Any other questions before we actually get started on this?
How are you doing over there?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Cool.
I'm a bit worried that, I actually have to ask the chat a question.
Oh.
Because I don't really care about my opinion on this. I guess I care about your opinions on this, but I care more about the audience. I mean, it's 6:18. We typically don't start the stream until, the start of the game until 6:20. Is that taking too long? Are we taking too long on our intros, or is this a good time to get all settled in and shit? Because if it just feels like, ugh, I've got to wait so long, I kind of want to know so that we, get to the action faster if that's what you would prefer.
Yeah. Yeah, let us know if you have any
You should
feedback.
let us
in
know,
that regard.
either in chat or in the Discord, or on Twitter. Or you can email us.
Hi, welcome to Changeling. We have cards.
If you
Stop,
know
God
my
bless us.
phone
Shut
number,
the
you
fuck
can...
up.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
It's like those things that now, stars are giving out their real phone numbers. And if you text them, you're actually not really texting them. It's a thing. It's like some kind of, it's like a Cameo-esque thing.
That's weird.
Yeah.
And sorry, that's strange, frankly.
Peculiar.
You all right?
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
If it's a cliffhanger, I sometimes feel like, get to the chopper.
Yay!
If not, gives you time.
I just want to know
make
what the snacks are now. All right. Well, it looks like we know what we're doing. Looks like we know what we're doing.
snacks. Kate, you just ate an entire dinner.
There's Neale. Dude.
You make it yourself.
I have an odd relationship with racing games. There was a period of time where I absolutely adored them because of the way that they really leveraged console hardware. They looked gorgeous. And I still remember when the first time that I was ever uncomfortable receiving a present was when my first partner gave me a PS2 with Gran Turismo 3 that came with it, because I was talking about how oh man, they've got rain in the game now and you can see puddles and oh my goodness, and I remember thinking this is a huge present and I could never have afforded it, and she easily could afford it, and I was just like, oh boy. So interesting relationship. The problem is that racing games are very difficult to play with other people. If they're not the same skill level as you, it's a stomp. And it's very hard for somebody to feel good about playing a racing game if they're just going to get creamed. This is especially true of such titles as Mario Kart. that if you don't have at least a similar skill set, even though the rubber banding and the smoothing out is supposed to occur with items, you can still feel yourself falling further and further and further behind. But is it about the skill set? Maybe it's because some people care more than others about the game. Or maybe it's because just you've had the chance to practice alone for way too long, and you've developed that skill and that ability that is going to take you beyond what anyone else can catch you at. And then you don't play for a long time like I have. I haven't played a racing game in forever. Maybe I'm happier that way. The skill's still there, hidden in my back pocket, but not something that I always care to share anymore. Others can't match me, or they outmatch me. And maybe I'm happier not knowing which one it's going to be.
Spooks it.
Have you ever seen it rain in a tropical environment? Just like pounding rain. Do you have any kind of experience with that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, sometimes when it's raining and wind and it feels like it could be a hurricane, but it's not, and to the locals it's normal, just seeing the weight of the water pushing down palm trees, and then seeing, of course, a resort filled with just beautiful sand and the same carbon copied umbrella or parasol, really, lawn chair, and little stand for coconut drinks, just being absolutely massively wrecked by a creature with scales covering its entire 20-meter long body and fur sprouting from between each crack of their scales. Its mouth, the elongated snout of a pig, with the eyes sharp of a hawk, and ears big and round like a mouse, as it is just destroying this abandoned and yet perhaps important to someone private beach. And then standing just up the hill a short distance away behind the palm tree line, Episky turns to Sophia and just says, "Well, it's over there."
That's it?
Oh, yeah. We don't really know what to call it, so we've been calling it Grolf.
Grolf. Okay.
Grolf.
And it responds to music?
We theorize. I mean, somebody was ironically singing as I was pulling them away from the wreckage, and it calmed down for like a second, and then it tried to tear my arms from my sockets.
Oh, so what do you expect me to do? Are you looking to destroy it?
Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it?
It is.
Well, would you destroy beauty like that? And then
Okay,
just
that was uncalled for.
a chair just smashes between the two of you and just gets sent off into the parking lot. I mean, the destruction of something that's beautiful is something that's perfectly within your capabilities, I'm certain. But Mab, no. There's no way that Mab could ever stand for such a thing.
No, she would never get over it.
And Mab just kind of...
It's okay.
Anyway, all we know is that Grolf has been touring the islands, destroying as much as it can, but only when there's no mortals around. Grolf doesn't seem to have the same kind of protection for changelings, though, so we've been unable to stop it. And magic doesn't seem to do a thing. Not a goddamn thing. Kind of makes you wonder what the scales are made out of, huh?
That's what you're thinking?
Well, I mean, right now I'm thinking about the fact that if I don't get you home in one piece, I think Patches might be mad. Another table just... And
I
you just
sort
see
of step
cocktail weenies
aside.
just explode outwards in this rainbow of mayo chup and toothpicks everywhere.
Well, that's my cue.
What?
Come on, Mab.
Cocktail we need.
Does Matt need like an amp or something like that? Is that a thing?
Is this Jack asking
Yeah.
or John asking? Okay. I don't know, Mab. Do you require an amp?
Oh.
I think we'll be fine.
I love it.
Oh, I'm really glad that you'll be fine because
Oh.
at this point, and then you see just 2 umbrellas just start floating
Oh.
down towards you.
If I picked one up, would I fly off like Mary Poppins?
Well, there's no real like air currents pushing you up, so no, not yet.
Damn it.
You cast Dance of the Five Kings. You can marry
I don't know if
your
I
way
could
anywhere.
play and
I don't think
and
I don't
hold
think
an
you're trying
umbrella.
hard enough, Sophia. That's all
How
I gotta
dare
say to
you?
One-arm harp solo.
I've never tried cranch. Note to self.
I was gonna say
Attempt cranch.
Cranch.
catch-a-nays, but
Right. Well, in that case, I would like to dance of the
Wait.
Five Kings.
Wait. No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean.
Actually, yes, I think I can.
So you're just gonna lift yourself up?
Yeah, with Mab, just to carry us closer to the Chimera.
Okay. Mab's little talons just immediately like right into your... But like at this point, your shoulder's kind of used to it.
Yeah.
I mean, she probably even finds the exact same spots to just, you know, make sure that that's all taken care of for you. So you...
Oh wow.
Mary Poppins, y'all.
Yeah. Y'all.
Grolf just stops and looks up, and then you can hear 4 distinct rumblings because it has, in fact, 4 throats along its neck.
Think of the harmonizing it could do. Ooh. Mab, think of the harmonizing it could do.
And Mab is just like, fuck this. And you see that Mab's like turning and starting to like try to dig herself under your shirt.
No. This is what we're here for. Do you want to be a hero or not? You don't. Okay, well,
TFB.
just think of the
Yes,
publicity.
Okay.
We're on
Takes a glance at Grolf, who at this point has a 5th arm is starting to emerge from the center of its chest and is just digging itself into the sand.
Mab, we're on a beautiful resort. Think of how beloved you'll be.
She looks at no one.
Think of the sold out concerts. Think of the daiquiris. Think of the little massages you'll get.
Literal massages. Holy shit.
Think of the newspaper interviews. You'll probably be on television. I'll let you release the solo album you've been wanting to do for years. If you do this. Come on. We'll see how the first one performs.
And Mab takes the form of a harp.
That's right. That's my girl. All right. So I try to kind of like balance her on my hip. Actually, you know what? I let go of the umbrella because I can still use Dance of the Five Kings to
can.
levitate without the umbrella. So I'm just sort of sitting in the air. And I start to play, trying to somehow create music from the sounds that I'm hearing from Grolf.
So you're limiting the air flows from its 4 mouths? In an attempt to like create music out of it?
Yeah, but I want to create music with it, like taking its cue.
Okay.
I want to make what it's creating sound beautiful.
I'm curious about this. Could I ask you then to roll me your wits performance
All
at a
right.
difficulty of 8?
I'm going to spend a willpower.
Oh, damn.
Oh,
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess.
it's a diff 8,
Simple.
skirt.
3 meter tall chimera thing. Yeah, that's.
Then she knows that her willpower will be reset when it's.
Oh,
for
good.
return.
My harp specialty applies to this. Does it?
Yes.
Oh, good. That's 3 successes.
Unless you've decided to start playing the guitar.
Including your willpower?
Yeah.
Rolf stops. You don't need to do that because you're going to get it back as soon as you return.
It's just for the people to see it, you know.
For the people.
For the people.
And just starts seeming interested, and then takes 2 of the lawn chairs that it was about to toss, and then puts it down, and then folds its talons. Remember, 3 arms in front, directly in front, and then leans on the chairs, the plastic starting to pop and crack at various points, and then just it can't control all of the sounds coming from its throats, so it has no choice but to accompany you. But as you play, you notice that its heart rate is starting to slow and its breathing is becoming more relaxed, and so that perhaps means allegro is not quite what we're looking for. Tibetan throat singing. Well done.
I will take the specialty.
And it, however, takes a solid 30 minutes of playing before Grolf puts its head down onto the sand and lets its eyelids lazily just flutter closed.
I'll keep playing, but I'll like lower down to the ground. I've been floating this whole time.
Jack
Is anyone else around? except
takes
for
a
Jack?
step out from the tree line and says, "Huh. I mean, it's not what I would have done.
What would you have done?
I would have gone and found you.
You did.
I'm a genius.
It's exactly what you did.
I saved the day.
We couldn't have done it without you.
I'm amazing. It looks like I know how to steal credit. Alongside, and then he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out Mab's little martini glass and just sets it down on a table.
Do you think you can take it from here?
Oh, I could have always taken it.
I mean, I don't know what's next for Grolf.
It's a very good question. To be honest, we could just try to put him back where he came from. But the fact that it seemed like our cantrips had no effect on it, I'm just not sure whether it's fair to study it. What do you think?
I don't think we should study it. I think we should let it go home if that's what it wants.
Going home? Yeah, we could probably do that. I'm 70% sure we can. 65. Well, it is asleep. Okay. Yeah, I think we can take it from here.
I know you've done so much. I really appreciate it.
Well, you don't have to. You don't have to compliment me like that. You don't have to say things like, "Oh, Jack, how did you possibly manage to rescue all of us from a four-throated monster who just really, really hates sandals. The resort.
Oh, all right. It's important distinction.
It's a really important distinction.
Thought it was 10K for a second.
Me too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice work.
Thank you. You too.
Oh, I do what I can. I also know how to zoom in a little on you so that you're a bit bigger.
Woo! Oh, good God.
There we go.
That sounds about right.
It's a great quote.
I mean,
Ridiculous.
that doesn't mean that you get to go home right away. As he walks out onto the beach, you see that he starts laying his hand along the creature's neck, almost tenderly, but you can see that his fingertips are sliding along in such a way that, as if he's probing, looking for something.
I take a few steps closer to watch what's happening.
Well, we can certainly get it back to the dreaming. That we can do. I'm afraid I can't recognize where it's from, but I mean, it's big. It could probably find its way home.
I hope so.
We can't solve every problem, my lady. It's just not a thing.
Why can't it be a thing?
Well, that would be awfully arrogant of us to believe that we could solve everything.
Not to believe that we can, but to try.
When you try to solve everything, you end up eventually solving nothing. It's kind of like that whole when you try to please everybody, you end up pleasing no one kind of things.
Well, I don't mean trying to solve all the problems in the world simultaneously, but I mean if a problem presents itself, shouldn't we try to fix it if we can?
Why?
To make the world a better place.
What's to say that your problem isn't someone else's solution?
I don't know. But if it's a problem to me, I'm going to try to solve it.
So you would want to remake the entire world in your image?
Not necessarily.
That's dangerous. That's... Ooh. I mean...
That's not what I meant.
So you need to make sure that the forces of good always win.
I think I would like a martini. Mab?
Mab just...
Two martinis.
Ooh. I imagine I can find you a martini. And he sighs, and then you see him dragging his foot in the sand around Grolf. And then when it finally reaches the last little bit, just before he closes the circle, he looks up. Could it be 3 martinis? Do I get to have one?
I don't know. Are you going to continue asking such questions? Or are we just here to enjoy a holiday?
We're here for 3 reasons. 1, as a member of the Crystal Circle, it is our duty, responsibility, and joy to expand your mind to whatever possibilities may lay before you. 2, we're here to deal with this creature that we've frankly been flummoxed by for the past couple of weeks, which it looks like I'm about to complete. And 3, we need to make sure that your famous face manages to lay low while we create plausible cover stories that explains why there's 1 fewer pub in Quebec City. And of course, you know, all those deaths.
Well, can't some part of that include a vacation? We've been through a lot.
Well, actually, at this point, yes.
Good,
For
thank
you, this
you.
is now a vacation. So do I get to have a martini with you or not?
Yes.
And he
If you
yanks
like.
his heel, and then just a massive pit opens up, and Grolf just goes,
Bye, Grolf.
and then it seals up.
Oh.
And did I send him to the dreaming, or just on a journey to the center of the earth? I sent him to the dreaming. Let's go. Come on. Is Mab over 18?
Mab.
I mean, I know the drinking age here is probably something more like 21, but where you're from. You know what? Never mind. Mab's the law.
Mab is a law in and of herself.
She sure is.
You have access to a wonderful library,
I intend to make use of it while I'm here.
and you have access to a few different Crystal Circle people who are coming and going. It seems like people don't stay here for very long, except for Jack. They remain for a few days, find what they're looking for, but one thing that is important is that those who seek information must always leave something behind.
What kind of things do they leave behind?
So if you show up to research in the library, then you have to perhaps either add something to the library or maybe teach someone something before you leave. As in, like, you can't just show up, absorb, and then leave. You have to make your mark. You have to leave something behind as well.
Would you say that
what you already
taming
accomplished?
Grolf
Yes, that
would
absolutely would have
qualify?
been that.
Cool. Ooh, N.K. Jemisin. I'm reading the Inheritance trilogy. Cool. That's it. All right, well, I'm heading to a bar. Ideally somewhere where it isn't raining. Or we can sit outside.
I mean, it's also Hawaii, so the rain stops, and it is now absolutely gorgeous outside.
Yay!
And like the streets are
As if it
dry
never
like
rained,
this.
Bastards. Just kidding.
If I lived here, it would be hard to leave.
That's what all Howleys say.
Well, what?
Oh, it's a slightly derogatory term for somebody who isn't a native Hawaiian.
Okay.
Good work.
Thank you.
You're not used to it, are you? Fame? I mean, you have a little fame, but you're not used to the fact that when other people see you, they have that reaction.
Well, I know that a big part of it is not because of me myself, it's because of what I am.
Yep. That's exactly right.
So it doesn't feel earned.
Earned? Mm-hmm. Well, now that's an interesting question. You see, you earn it by everything else that you do. You contribute to the overall legend of the Autumn She, and therefore, they reciprocate.
Yes, but it's first impressions.
Aren't those important?
It is, they are, but it's not everything, and sometimes people just make up their mind about you. And it's difficult, if not impossible, to change their minds.
Now, I find that hard to believe. Have I never changed somebody's mind simply by working at it?
I don't know, have you?
Probably not. You know, I heard once, a long time ago, from somebody who clearly knew what they were talking about, I should point out, that you decide whether you want to have sex with somebody within the first 10 seconds of you meeting them.
Do you believe that?
I don't know. Do I? Should I?
It's
I mean,
up
it's
to
not
you.
just because you've decided that you would, it doesn't mean that you do. It's a matter of attraction, and that you can't change that base attraction to somebody. I'm asking Patches. And he pulls out a phone.
I would love to know Patch's answer to
I
this.
absolutely want to know Patch's answer to this. You get a phone call. It's from a number you don't recognize from an area code that's from Hawaii, so I don't even know if you recognize that one either. Hello, this is Fido calling from the Chinese. Anyway, sorry. No, it's we get phone calls from Fido's China fraud department all the time.
Oh wow, no, I don't get those.
Oh, I get all
I
those.
get, hello, your social security number has been defrauded. I'm like, I'm definitely in America.
A classic.
Hey, Patches, it's Jack.
Hi, is Sophia okay?
Hi, Patches.
Hi. I'll take that as a yes.
Oh yeah, she's on speakerphone right now. Mab can hear you too, but she's already in her cups.
What's up?
You know it doesn't take a whole lot to get a harp drunk?
What's up?
So, we have been having a conversation and we're very curious what your opinion is. When you meet somebody, is it true that within the first 10 seconds of you meeting them, you have already essentially decided whether or not they have any chance of having sex with you ever?
Is there a bet riding on this?
Oh, there should have been.
It should have been. Hold on a second. Boop. Well, what do you think she's going to say?
I think Patches is going to say yes. And I will buy the next round if I am wrong.
Knockers enjoy the feeling that they could fix anything. I'm going to disagree with you there.
Right. Oh, and I want to know Brahm's answer too.
Boop.
For Brahm, it's how long does it take for him to learn their name?
Yes, there's a bet riding on it now.
Okay, great.
Essentially, the core of the question is, can you change somebody's opinion so that you could potentially, for instance...
Oh, that's definitely doable. But I also think that when you first see someone, there's some part of you that sizes up that possibility, whether or not it's a conscious thing or a very subconscious biological thing.
But you believe that you can change your fate. Your
No, we're not talking
fucky
about
fate,
fate.
as
We're
it
talking.
were.
There we go. Thank you.
I think that, there are definitely instances where you don't instantly think, I'd tap that, but that opinion can be changed.
But so, in other words, you could see somebody and be like, whoa, no, never. And then that person could potentially change your mind?
I don't know if you can go from never to absolutely, but I also think you can go from completely not on the radar to making your way onto the radar.
Well, what about a friend?
Have fun, you two. Goodbye.
Wait, I want to know Brahm's answer. Put him on. Brahm. Brahm.
I trundle over. I'm wearing a bathrobe and slippers. Yes. Is it an emergency?
No,
Lady
they
Sophia.
need to know about fucking.
Brahm, if you meet someone and then within the first 10 seconds of you meeting them, I were to ask you, would you have sex with that person? Would you be able to give me a yes or no answer within that 10 seconds?
No.
Unless their name started with K.
Ah!
Like, no.
So at the spark, I'm now beating up that note. Oh God.
Worth it.
Yay!
Yay! Oh, I can't believe it.
I'm not sure either of us
I
want.
don't know. She didn't really give us...
But then we'll both order a round.
Excellent.
Hey.
I like to think that no, you can't actually change. You can't change that answer. But that the answer is deeper than you think.
Okay. I accept that answer.
You see, maybe you meet somebody and they just end up being a very good friend, but you know deep down that it could never, ever be.
See, I just don't see why you would shut yourself off like that. Then something like Beltane happens and you go, why not?
Wow. Why not?
What?
But that's
Brahm?
because I can also trust that you
Patches?
could. That's because I can also trust that you would be able to handle yourself.
Right.
Have you ever slept with anybody in your motley?
No.
Would you?
I don't think so.
So I win.
No.
I mean, I don't.
What? I've known them longer than 10 seconds.
Ah, so in other words, once you've known them for a few years, at that point, it locks down.
No, I decide. Over time.
Why not them?
I don't know.
Why not them versus me?
Well,
There's the rub.
I think Patches and I want different things, and I think Braun and I want different things.
You mean Patches is straight as an arrow?
Yes.
No one's that straight.
I've heard that before, actually. It's not the
Probably
first
those
time I've
words,
heard it.
actually. Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
Look.
specifically.
Look, I mean, Sophia. Need I remind you about spaghetti?
Excuse me?
Oh,
Well,
Oh.
spaghetti is straight up until the point where it gets wet.
Oh.
Are you comparing Patches to a pile of noodles? I think we need to call her back. I have to say something to her.
There's nothing more noble than a pile of noodles.
The Jack merch will be making its launch tomorrow in the RPG Clinic store.
Still waiting on the wrong merch.
Hashtag noble noodles.
I get it, though. I get it. She's straight. I mean, she's what? She's still hooking up with the Duke, isn't she?
I will not comment on what Patches choose to do with her.
Why not?
Because that's to Patches, and she's very private about those things.
Now, Brahm, on the other hand, he would never touch you out of duty.
I think Braum would just feel terrible about it for like 5 years. I really don't need to be around that.
Why would he feel terrible about it? You must be better.
Because
than
he's
that.
married 3 times? He would feel betrayal. He would feel like he had betrayed one of his wives. Or all of them simultaneously.
I can't remember they existed.
So they
Yeah.
have that kind of marriage.
Burned in
Yeah.
and out of game.
It's-
incredible.
Monogamous.
Yes. I think so.
Are
I mean,
you
I don't know.
monogamous?
Dear
No.
diary, my friends suck. Signed, Scott and Rob.
God.
Is there a place that we can offer to Mab to make her feel more comfortable?
I look down at Mab.
Mab's just like,
Oh, honey. Okay, you've
Wow.
had enough. You've
Wow. Yeah.
2 record deals.
I mean, she's not like destroyed, but
No,
she's
no.
very happy.
She's found the glow sticks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's celebrating her record deal.
I got 2 EPs coming out, guys. Blink and
Peace.
Well, wait, where are we? Are we in a bar in the...
You're in a bar that currently has just like way too many fruity drinks just lined up along the bar. It's the sort of bar where you can walk up, just pick one up, and then, you know, it's got a little like lid on top that you can pop open and then just leave behind on the bar so that you can walk out. And otherwise, it sort of has a set of tables and chairs right out onto the beach.
And where are we in relation to like where we're all staying?
Oh, like across the street.
Cool. I think Mab should maybe be near her bed.
Her bed.
Mm-hmm.
And where should you be?
I haven't decided yet. And look, it's been longer than 10 seconds.
I see.
She just does another. That takes a big swig of her pina colada. Sure.
I mean, it started with a martini, but then afterwards it could
It
be
did.
like
She's
anything you
mixing.
want.
Oh, this is terrible.
Jack's got like a chocolate choo-choo going.
Oh no!
Jack's a
No, anyone?
girl drink
Sure.
kind of person. If
Girl
you
drink drunk.
girl drink drunk,
Gender
I
drinks.
love that sketch.
That's
I-
great,
oh.
eh? Oh my god, I had forgotten about it.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna write that down.
Look, I don't drink, but if I did, I would probably be drinking girl drinks. If like
Amazing.
They're sweet.
they just seem like way better.
Yeah.
They're super great until you
Fireball.
turn 26, and then
Then they're too sweet.
they're so sweet that your body suddenly can't handle the
Oh,
amount
yeah,
of
you're right.
dehydration.
But
it
I did like
experiences.
Fireball.
Yeah.
But I guess I only had like
Danger
one.
zone.
Danger zone.
Can you mute me now? Sorry guys. You're okay.
So are we going to find out about how Patches feels about spaghetti? Is that happening?
I don't think we need to involve Patches in this at all.
She's probably got other things to worry about. After all, she doesn't know what a hero you are.
I hope she knows.
Well, she doesn't know what a hero I am.
I'm sure you'll tell her.
They forget me anyway.
They.
Everybody forgets me anyway.
That's a sad thing to say.
Just as you, my lady, are currently being more like your image is being massaged. I blend. I blend with the crowd.
Is that how you prefer it?
It's how I am. Oh, I can be memorable. It's possible that people might remember my face if they've been given enough of a reason to, but eventually everyone forgets. Everyone.
Where I guess the positives to something like that is that you can fit in anywhere.
I fit in anywhere. You want to find out?
Sophia doesn't laugh, but Liz is laughing at and Crosshair's gonna laugh later. Sophia's gonna cheers him.
I mean, like, his chocolate choo-choo just kind of rolls
Oh
out of the
my
glass.
god, it's so gross.
It's like thick.
Oh, this is like drunken Vegas shenanigans. Sophia will escalate things, but I'm not interested in her sloppy, her sloppery fuckery.
Fade to black.
Yeah.
You do actually remember his face.
Oh.
The thing about Piskies is that they blend in, but they don't always, like you have to. They have to specifically be able to make themselves memorable to you. So he may have been talking about something else. But of course, at that point in the evening, was that really the topic of conversation? No.
Yes.
Patches.
16.
Patches, it's going to be a week before Sophia returns. What do you have on offer? Almost made it there, Scott.
Damn it. One of these days.
I wonder what that was that
Thank you.
he almost made. He almost made. I don't know. John? I don't know.
No, it's Scott's
Duck under
attempt
the-
to duck under the camera and not show
Fucks
himself.
up every time.
I understand.
Fit your hair.
Yeah, probably.
Your hair looks good today. New conditioner.
Comedy.
Ooh.
So I'll repeat to Kate, but also now to Scott.
Hello.
Sophia's gone for a week. Aside from recovering from your injuries, you're recovering your willpower, your glamour. What are you doing?
I'm fielding some calls and managing some of the final touches on the new wing in the Gran Inn, since that is getting closer and closer to completion. talking about commissioning artists for paintings and things like that, and musicians for elevator music and all that good stuff. And I am also doing tours around the block surrounding the Montreal Children's Hospital. Not Montreal.
Well, it is technically.
Yes, it is. It is.
Montreal
It
General?
is the giant super hospital of stupidity. Opinions.
Wait.
Patches
had sex?
Yeah, I did
Oh.
the other night.
Cool.
It probably happened during the session. Yes, I did. Looking for sister. Looking for models around the neighborhoods surrounding the hospital.
I'm doing something similar. Patches and Brahm kind of spoke at length about the fact that if indeed Zistor is chimerically dead and like unenchanted rather, no one would know anything about his whereabouts. We don't know anything about his mortal life, so there's no way to really search for him that way. We don't know any haunts. We don't know anywhere to kind of go. So Brahm is...
Okay, sorry, I'm going to pause you for a second because apparently this is the really important thing.
I did not
No,
sleep
you
with
didn't
Jack.
sleep with Jack.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I thought you were asking if I got sex P recently.
No,
So I was like,
there.
yeah, last session I got some sex
Oh,
P,
okay.
but no.
'Cause
Patches
I
of
was so
Beltane
confused.
was the Chloricon, and it was...
Whatever
It was
his name is.
Park.
Parg.
Can't remember the name
Yeah.
of the guy she slept with.
I'm
Welcome
the
to my
first
world.
one to nail Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, there was a part of me that was like,
Wait a minute.
did I forget?
I know. We all just forgot.
What do you mean
There
you
we
don't
go.
remember, Jack?
Like,
thought
I would
we
have. That would
were
have been really
friends.
weird. Let's call Patches.
call
Let's
Patches.
to see what she thinks about me in the first 10 seconds.
That would have been so
Well,
weird.
remember, Pork invited Patches to go back to his place where, you know, he
She knows not.
disappointed her.
Yeah, that was a sad date. Hashtag sad date.
All right.
Sorry.
Sorry for the
You're-
interruption. I was very confused.
Jack off, Ia.
Yeah.
Bad news, eh?
Pork disappointed her just essentially by being like, hey, so I don't really have much to cook, and I burned the dinner, and
No, I decided to have you meet me at my like weird motel room rather than us going out to dinner or going over to your place or hanging out at the Spark.
the classic date move of being like, hey, do you want to hang out at your place?
Oh, wait.
Works for me.
Yep.
Don't know what that's. I'm not sure who I'm for. Anyway,
It worked for Kate for a long time until she had her own place.
ding dong.
Wasn't until recently.
So, in brief, what I am doing, because we don't really have leads in terms of people who might know Zistor's whereabouts, I reached out to a couple of contacts. Someone who goes way back with Zistor, who isn't Talus, is Baya. So I tried to get into contact with her. I certainly don't have her number, so I guess I'm asking Talus. I've also commissioned, or I've tried to find somebody who could do a sketch of what a mortal Zistor would look like, and I'm putting them on essentially like, have you seen this man posters? I'm taking them around also to the area around the hospital. And just because I'm not busy enough, I'm going to ask Countess Ware, like, when do you think my kids are going to come back to Cross the Shadow? Do you think that they could come back soon? Things seem safe here.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's not Baya who you're commissioning this sketch from,
No,
because that would be difficult.
that's correct, yes. No, I can't think of who would be the most artistically inclined in the Spark, but I guess,
It's probably Patches.
yeah. Yeah, and you would have a good sense of what he would look like. Mortally.
No,
Yes.
most of the time when they're together, she's rolling her eyes, so she's looking the other way.
Just looking at the top
Oh,
of his head, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a good point. So,
Yeah.
I'm going to give stupid pointers and stuff, but, we'll get it done. And then we'll distribute these. That's what I want to do. Expand the radius.
So I'm going to ask you to roll me your charisma streetwise.
Perfect.
I'm going to ask you to roll me your. First, I'm going to ask you to roll me your. We're going to say intelligence crafts. Both of your difficulties are 6, by the way.
Okay.
Creative.
Pork doesn't talk a whole lot like Jack. Pork has a bit of a different sort of thing that he does when he talks, but it doesn't really matter, I suppose. I haven't shown up in a very long time.
He's still really embarrassed about that date.
Look, I really fucked that up.
Oh my God, John, no.
Does creative apply?
Yes.
10 successes.
Wow, this is gonna be the
Whoa!
best sketch ever.
Fucking like charcoal, photorealistic.
Bits of his skin.
Wait. That's incredible. Bits of his skin.
I had 9 dice. I had 2 10s, so I rolled really well.
Wow.
So every other roll is gonna suck. Prepare for battle.
Okay, here we go. I got 2 successes.
Nice.
So, have you seen these all? No, I mean, man.
Things are progressing well.
At the
for
Grand
your-
Best Inn? Mhm.
At the Grand Best Inn. Better than you could have thought. You even managed to dodge the whole, like, yeah, but where's the High Queen question.
Wherever the High Queen needs to be. That is
Dodged.
not your concern right now. Your concern is making sure to patch your bridges with the royalty, not chase them down and know their exact whereabouts.
But no, they don't ask.
Okay.
That's the point. Like, you're.
But she had her answer ready.
Sorry, what?
It looks like you might be finished ahead of schedule. Originally, this was planned for next year. Now, this might be finished by springtime. Maybe summer, depending on how much, these things can slip. Brom, you start passing these around.
Yep.
And no bites, like none,
Yeah.
except for the last day before Sophia comes home. You see somebody who has spent a considerable amount of time in the tunnel between the metro station and the hospital. This person tries to appear innocent, but when it's clear that you've seen this person, go back and forth down this hallway several times,
Yeah.
this person is just straight up panhandling, but is on the move, probably to try to deflect sort of attention. And he looks at the poster and there's this sort of glimmer of recognition, and then he goes, I don't know.
Oh. You see so many people in a day. There must be
Yeah.
some way I can jog your memory.
Yeah, there must be. It seems like that's the kind of thing that people do.
Jog memories.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking, yeah. My uncle is a really important person to me, and I'm a little worried about him.
Oh.
You're sure
Then
you
it's
haven't-
really important that you get whatever information you can, right?
You wouldn't hold a poor old man hostage for a few dollars, would you, sir?
It's just that it's hard for me to think if I haven't eaten recently.
Brum resists the urge to say, "How about a knuckle sandwich?"
Oh my God.
and reaches into his
Physic, jog his memory.
Boom.
Oh.
He jogged a little. Yeah, exactly.
Some passive maintenance.
I just kind of I reach around behind him and I say, "Oh, I think you have a bug on your shirt." And I reach down to pick it off, and I just pick him up by the back of the shirt,
Oh my God.
just a little bit off the ground,
Roll me your strength intimidation.
Yay!
I have imposing stature.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
absolutely would count. Please botch this.
No.
That would be amazing.
That would be very funny. I can't wait to botch something.
Just like kicks him right in the groin.
No!
Oh, what the hell? I got
Taste whisper.
No, just rips the
Please.
tag out of his shirt. Like,
takes Whisper, somehow also takes Caliban.
Successes?
5 successes.
He used to work at Nelson Garage.
It's just around the corner from here.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Oh.
Like sort of swinging.
Oh, I'm sorry, you didn't like the ride. I just like put him down.
He hasn't worked there in forever.
But they might know something.
Maybe. And he starts to leave.
Where are you going?
Away from you.
I reach into my pocket and I find some money. I don't think I have much.
Roll me a
frankly.
die.
Yeah, sure.
It's just like a button and some lint.
Fuck off. It's a 3.
You have like a
$3.
$2 coin in your pocket.
Aw.
I know it's not much, but I do want to thank you.
Doing.
Thanks.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that'll go far.
That's all I have.
And that's all I have for you. And he runs away from you.
That is fair.
The distinct scent of urine lingers in the air.
Was that me? No.
and just the tunnel.
But it's late.
Oh, yeah.
The garage is closed. Especially because it's, it's almost winter. It's
Yeah.
almost winter.
Yeah, so
Uh,
it's dark out.
People get their goddamn winter tires on at the last possible. Well,
20 seconds. Not
But
really the last
it is now
second.
Friday, November 29th, 2019. So all of you can regain your glamour, your willpower, your health. And Sophia is returned. I'd say that you tanned, but no, you didn't.
Yeah.
Mab did.
Sunglow.
Little crispy lizard.
Mab's just like a little bit more green than she normally is.
Oh.
That's nice.
A little more bleary-eyed than she normally is.
Lady Sophia,
Hello.
you've returned. I go in for a hug, I guess. Some sort of.
I guess I returned the hug.
Yeah, you gotta be like that.
Why you gotta be so rude?
She did. She did.
How was your time? Are you well?
I am very well.
Good. The Crystal Circle didn't rope you into any crazy misadventures, did they?
Nothing I couldn't handle.
Good.
How are things here?
Quiet.
Patches, is he lying?
No, they're too quiet. We have a lead on Zistor, finally.
Something to check in.
Where?
A garage near the hospital. He was working there, apparently, some time ago, but maybe they would know more about where he lived. I'm not sure if I trust my own instincts to try to get information from them, but that's where we need to
We're
go.
going today?
Yes.
Let me just change. I've been traveling.
I look at what she's wearing. It's like perfect. Probably. Like, what do you? Is there a problem or?
Whatever.
Oh, you just got it. You literally
Yeah.
just got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, please.
So, a couple of things.
Yeah.
The first is that when you get back up to your apartment, there's 2 envelopes on the door. One of them is written on the outside, Sophia, and then you see that it was written really big, like Sophia, except then you see in the little corner it says lady, as if they forgot to write lady, but then we're like, oh fuck, like had to put it in. And the other one has no name on it. But it has a very distinct scent.
What does that smell like?
It smells like Zaron's cologne.
Nice.
which is always very subtle.
Sure.
Very subtle.
Perfect.
You really have to lean in close to get a whiff.
Yes, actually. More subtle than I've ever managed to. I don't wear cologne.
When you do,
Maybe I should.
it's a nice feeling. It makes you feel put together.
I just, I go for that whole, like, I have one brand of antiperspirant that I use and know that that's what settles it. Degree Sport.
You have shampooed today.
A man of class, I see.
I take the envelopes and go inside as I open them.
The first envelope is from Incisor. Incisor has stolen Zeron's perfume. Incisor writes, when you get back, we need to talk about Claude
All right.
and Brom.
Okay. Well, that's no good, because Brom didn't mention anything to me.
I have been studiously avoiding Incisor.
All right. Envelope
Studiously.
number 2.
Envelope number 2 has 2 sheets of paper in it. The paper is, it's parchment, but not like, like it's not like old timey, like crackly. It's like actual nice pieces of paper. The first one is, it is a painting. It's a painting that's done on a piece of parchment that's only about this big. So the brush strokes are very, very tiny. It must have been very painstaking to create, but it is this. It is an image of a cabin sitting outside a lake with trees just absolutely surrounding it. It must be somewhere up north because there are coniferous trees.
Okay.
And then just below it says, the other piece of paper says, if I am not here, then I am here. Or sorry, if I'm not here, then I'm there. He's not trying to be dense.
Could have fooled me.
And there's some instructions on how to get to this cabin.
Ooh, fun.
Patches. The Duke, by the way, has called every night. Not like, you're down?
Someone's ready to
You're
commit.
down. But he's calling every night to just check on you and to see how things are going and to see if there's anything that he can offer. He's already claimed that he's got people out looking for Zistor, but nobody has come up with anything.
Much appreciated, and I hope that Carefrost was Fiona. Was it?
Yep.
Yeah. So I guess I expressed my concerns for Carefrost getting its feet back under it.
Queen Laurel has returned to Carefrost and has promised that she will send for all of you once everything is sorted.
Trip. Yuletide.
I'd like to send a text to Incisor letting her know that I'm back, and if she wants to talk, I'm in my apartment.
So you get text.
Yeah.
A grand total of 45 seconds later, you hear a knocking at your door. Except that 30 seconds before that, Incisor grabs Patches by the back of the shirt and says, "We're going
Where?
upstairs."
Okay.
And so pulls Patches along and then is there at the door.
Hello. Tea?
Hi. Sure.
Water?
I'm good.
Sorry, but if you seem to need to drag me up here, I would guess that things aren't entirely good.
So we got to discuss Claude, but first we got to discuss your friend.
What did he do?
Existed.
He's existed for many years before there was this great an issue.
We're gonna have to have it out. Him and me.
Okay. Why are we having this meeting
Did
here?
I miss? I was gone for a week.
It only took them about 3 hours.
Motherfucker.
What happened?
He's just so. He's so Braum.
So you want to fight him because he's so Braum?
You're so Braum. You probably think this song is about you. You're so Braum.
I think the song was actually written about me.
He just thinks he knows everything.
Could I make a perception roll on this to see if I can gather what she's not telling me?
You don't need to even make the roll.
right.
Incisor's just mad at everything and has decided that right now Braum is the most likely scapegoat because he likes to push buttons and he's also Sealy AF and he's also a dude.
Incisor, is this really about Braum?
Yes? Of course it's about Braum. He thinks he can take me too.
I don't think he thinks that.
Oh,
I think
no, he
you would
He has
does.
both
too much
take some
respect for
damage,
you.
and I don't want either of you to take that damage because I think that if this fight was going to happen, you'd both go all out. I'd rather keep you both in, one whole piece.
You just don't want to see your friend in chunks all over the floor.
Correct.
You're both our friends.
He's the one who wants to fight me, He basically laid it down. He threw down the gauntlet. I'm going to pick it up and smash his teeth in with it.
All right, Claude.
Yeah, that sort of conversation would probably involve Braum, which is why I thought I'd bring up Braum first,
Incisor, what do you need us to do?
Well, I'm not going to beat him up in your apartment. I'm like
What do you need
his
us
stone
to do
blood will get
about
all over the
Braum
carpet.
to avoid this conflict? Is there some other way that we
Yeah,
can...
you need to get him to back the fuck down. And if he starts saying you want to fight to a red cap, you better understand that, you don't say that to a red cap without following through, if you know what I'm talking about.
Right, I'll talk to him.
Yeah.
Texting Braum. Hey, Braum, apologize to Incisor. Beep.
Long pause, send.
Because, if he's going to challenge me to a fight, at one point I'm going to take him up on it. And then he's got to understand what it's like to be in a world of hurt.
Pretend you really mean it. Beep.
I send a text back to Patches that just says, yes, period.
So, you could bring him up here. But I'm not fighting him here.
No, I
Thank you.
don't think that Sophia would appreciate that.
Oh my god.
So, Claude?
I'm making my way upstairs, I guess. I'm looking for Incisor, so I'm just kind of poking around, being like, Incisor, I have something to say to you.
So, yeah, they're upstairs in her apartment.
Hello.
I text Braum to say, come
Yes,
upstairs to
so
my
I go
apartment.
upstairs to the apartment. Good. We're all here. Welcome back again. Incisor.
If you're going to come in this apartment, you better be bringing a Roomba to come along behind you to pick up all the gravel and
I'll
failed romances.
pick up after myself. Thank you. And I haven't had all failed romances. Thank you. Incisor, can I speak with you for a moment?
Anything you can say in front of your motley, right?
Yes.
So if you're going to puss out on this fight, I want them to see it, right?
I just wanted to apologize for my actions last week. I was very, I can't think of the word, so I guess Brahm's also having trouble.
What word are you thinking of?
Rash.
Yeah, impulsive, yeah.
Thoughtless.
Yeah, I was,
Piece of
thanks.
shit.
Idiot? I
Dumbass?
was, yes, a bit
So
of
you're
a
saying you're not going to
dumbass.
step up to this?
To what?
I really hope I didn't smash that item.
Crunch. No, I believe we all have other priorities.
Samantha, you don't hit girls?
Incisor.
Or is it red caps you don't hit because you know we're all beneath you?
That's not true.
Brahm's never hit me. And I really doubt he's ever hit Sophia.
I think Brahm doesn't hit friends.
Okay, so you say that, and it's just like, just deflates. Like not even like a balloon though, but more like, you know, those like old soccer balls.
Yeah.
Just like, bleh. You're all right. And she slugs Brahm in the shoulder. It doesn't hurt.
Okay.
Chip's fault.
She just sits on the couch. So Claude, as if like all of it is forgotten. or
Oh,
forgiven.
okay. All right, great. I look at Sophia like, what the fuck?
I'm gonna go and sit next to Incisor.
The fuck do we do about him?
Well, what's the status on Halea?
She has been freed from her oath to bully. However, this does not clear her of any of the crimes that she committed or may have committed. Others, I mean.
So she's voluntarily / through great urging staying as a guest at the Spark. She and Paris are reunited. Paris can speak again.
Oh.
And
I think her status is that she needs to be brought to justice
Yep.
to the High Queen. Along with the other members of Broken Flight.
but still survive
Correct.
if we can get them.
All right, so we should hear Her Majesty's decision before we free Claude.
Do we need to do that? I think it's pretty shitty leaving Claude in limbo.
It is, but isn't it worse to make him act against us?
Would he have to?
I don't know.
We aren't doing anything to harm his wife. She's voluntarily staying at the Spark. She's waiting to face justice by her own choice.
Okay. I mean, sure.
When I suggested we unstasis Claude, Incisor made the point that I think is a very good one, that the conflict that he felt hasn't abated, really. He still needs to protect her, and he still needs to bring her to justice. With the High Queen still gone, what justice? Question, who's reigning in the, sorry to interrupt, who's reigning in the Queen's place right now? Like, who's the Queen, like,
No.
designate? Shit.
Because Broken Flight surrendered to Feralith.
Yes.
They,
The ones that were in Quebec City, anyway.
I mean, the monarch doesn't have to be there all the time. The Parliament of Dreams still exists.
Right. Right.
She's just not around.
Because she didn't
On
leave anybody, right?
vacay.
Obviously.
Now remember, this has only been going on for like
A week.
2 weeks now.
Weeks, yeah.
Things aren't really.
It was a week, and it was like, what the
Yeah.
hell?
So like,
Yeah.
it's not yet to the point where people would be like, "Well, what the fuck?"
Yeah.
What the fuck?
So, Incisor, what do you think we should do?
Look, I did it because you asked me to. I did not sign up for figuring out the moral complications of it.
I know, but you very wisely pointed out a problem. I was just wondering.
You can't unfreeze him yet.
Okay.
You can't unfreeze him yet. What the fuck is he gonna do? He's gonna wake up and he's gonna have a responsibility to both his fucking braid and his fucking wife. I mean, one's like a piece of cord and the other one's his wife.
Yeah.
But they're both really important to him for whatever reason.
Golden braid is infused with. Never mind.
And I'll point out that passion comes before duty for that fucker. So he might do something that he fucking regrets.
And that's what we were trying to protect him from in the first place.
Right.
That- I don't know, okay? I don't know whether this is the sort of thing that, like, all of a sudden she's fine because, you know, like, she was under oath, or whether this is the sort of thing that's, like, she's corrupted forever and we should just kill her and that way Claude finally comes out of it. I don't know. I could eat her. She'd disappear. No one would ever find her.
Well, at least for a few hours.
You don't quite know how this works.
She isn't a knocker. You could at least digest her.
Knockers always want to bring up the fact that we can't eat them.
You were questioning the digestion.
I don't think it will have to come to that. We simply need to have a plan to bring Halea to justice.
Yeah, when justice returns, we'll send her over.
I'm going to see if I can get into contact with Seven.
Maybe he'll be easier to reach now.
I would hope that he would have been keeping tabs on the situation from the inside.
I assume he knows more than we do at this point, yeah.
Has Cog been coming back to the Spark at all this week?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
How's
Oh.
Cog?
Cog, by the way, whenever he's here,
Yeah.
is like glue at your side.
Aw.
He won't leave. He won't, like, if you're like, I got to go to the bathroom, he's not going to be like, okay.
Yeah.
He'll
Well,
stay
me too,
if you're like in the workshop and you're like, I'm going to go get a sandwich. He doesn't immediately have to get up and go with you. But basically, when he's here, he's like, oh, what is it now, Patches? What are we doing?
And keeping him busy. Cool. That means that he isn't sneaking off to see the Queen. So,
He doesn't know where she is.
I don't know.
Doesn't
you know,
he?
maybe you know, lonely teenage queen thinking the danger had died down would reach out. So, he was my.
If he's been seeing the Queen, he gives no indication to
Yeah.
you. You may not be the best person to tease that information out of him, but he's
Yeah.
been spending enough time in the
Yeah.
freehold that he probably wouldn't have had a whole lot of time. Not that he needs a whole
He
lot
doesn't
of
know.
time.
Wow. Oh boy.
Oh wow! That was good.
All
No,
right,
that's what the Queen sounds like.
so
My.
we are all in agreement that for now Claude stays where he is because it's actually best for him.
You folks understand his complicated, conflicting oaths better than I do, apparently. So sure.
I don't.
Yo,
much-
I don't understand shit.
And I don't much like it myself. But it's true. If he, his duty to bring Halea to justice would conflict with his duty to protect her. Although we
Yeah.
could maybe persuade him otherwise, but it
Well,
seems...
remember that he is still bound to the justice that states that she must be killed if
Yeah.
she is not forgotten. So if she
Yeah.
has not forgotten that,
You know, the
Yeah.
other thing is,
she's re-enchanted. now.
don't wake him up until you get Zistor back. Or at least we know where Zistor is.
We have to find Zistor.
Yeah, let's head out.
Because if there's one thing that I do know, is that he's got loyalties both to your braid, to his wife, and to this place. And
Yeah, let's at least have one of those wounds patched up before we open him up. Which for? I say it better. Specialty in clever retorts.
okay,
Yeah, we will.
okay.
Do you want to come with us today, Incisor?
Where are you going?
We're going to go to a mechanic.
That's tomorrow.
Oh, I thought I came back on the day that we were going to see them.
Oh yeah, no, you're right.
Sure.
Apparently, Zistor used to work there.
I gotta stay here.
I know, but you've been cooped up here for so long.
We
Can't tell
got
us
prisoners
before.
here. It's not happening. You, we're going thrashing tonight.
Friday night.
Friday fucking night.
All right.
You'll have to teach me. I've never been.
I know. She gets up. Thanks. Hey. Thanks. And she heads out.
What was that about?
She was very angry with you, Brom.
Oh. Well, I've been trying to avoid her.
So you knew that she was angry at you.
Yes. She was last week.
This
And
has
then
been going on for a whole week. I hate you, Brom. I hate you so much.
Brum, 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 brum.
Don't owe
Brum,
don't
brum, brum,
owe
brum,
us
brum.
when we say she's been angry at you if you've also
Brum,
been
brum, brum,
ignoring
brum,
her.
brum, brum.
God damn it, Brom.
Brum, brum, brum.
Don't owe me.
I don't.
Brum,
I'm sorry to say, I
brum.
don't really know what to tell you. She's angry at me, and
Well, she's not anymore.
oh,
But just don't reignite anything while you're thrashing.
And ignite.
Name that.
Roll credits.
roll credits. Talus suggested to me that perhaps Incisor is mad at me because I make something look easy for her, something that she is attempting to do that I just do naturally, and I would argue with him that she does the same. She makes some things look so easy. So I suppose we are both mad with each other.
Well, I don't know if she is anymore, so maybe just try not to make her angry tonight when you go out, which is definitely a good idea.
Good. That I can do. I am not sure how to prevent people from becoming angry with me, but I will do my best.
Just don't tell her you want to fight. Don't say it as a joke. Don't say it seriously. Don't in any way give an indication that you want to fight her.
Do not try to fight Incisor. I understand.
I am so serious right now.
As am I.
Okay.
I understand.
So, shall we go?
Someone's mad at you. Make an effort to figure out why. Don't assume that it's something that you can't fathom.
But also, Incisor really doesn't like being asked about herself, and she doesn't like talking about herself.
Ding.
It's a difficult situation.
So just
I trail behind you guys.
try to be cognizant of, your actions and your speech. You know what? If you get confused, just say you have to go to the washroom and call us before you say anything. Just go,
I am not a teenager, Lady Sophia.
Brom,
Yes, Lady Sophia.
I will baby you in this.
All right.
It has to be done.
Okay. I see. Well, I can respect that. You all believe that I am a danger to myself, and I understand. Patches, thank you for the advice. I have been known to believe that things remain unchangeable, like myself. Like this, and I knock my skin, but I knock on my head.
His head
'cause I'm an
falls
idiot.
off.
Brom, are you okay? I am fine.
So where are you headed?
We're heading to the mechanic.
Nelson Garage to see if a man who looks like this used to work there. We don't even know his name, guys.
Yeah, you're looking.
We're calling him Zed. No, we're not calling him Zed.
Parking around Nelson Garage used to be very easy. It is now incredibly difficult. The reason being that 10 years ago there was not a super hospital right around the corner, and now there is. Which means that they've had to institute things like local parking, restricted parking. But Nelson Garage is a garage, and so it has a blacktop surface on the outside ready to accept whatever cars may be required. Are you driving there, or are you just going?
I would probably drive.
Yep.
So you're driving which car?
Maker.
Which is a?
I don't remember what we established. I'm sorry.
Because it's not your Lambo.
It's a Nissan Cube.
I don't.
Just kidding.
What's in
Absolutely
my
not.
notes? I'm not a car person, so I don't know what to say. It's something fine.
It's a Toyota Yaris.
It's like what? Just
It's
like
it's a. I don't know. Like at some point, I was thinking it was a Jeep, but it's not a Jeep. I don't fucking know.
I don't
Yeah.
much care. Just tell
Yeah.
me like what the basis of the car is. Like, is it a sedan, a coupe, a?
It's a. I think it's a sedan.
Yeah.
A acne-pocked face, but a handsome one comes out of the sort of, you know, like the business area. Pristine blue shirt, jeans, rubbing hands. Kid couldn't be older than 22. Approaches. Hi.
Hi.
Seems to be the problem.
Just looking for a tune-up.
Oh, you got to make an appointment. We don't have walk. You sure you're this? Well, I'll see what I can do. Hold on.
My friend used to work here. He said this was a great place to go.
Friend used to work here.
Yeah, I guess. Do you have a coworker that's been working here for a while?
Lady, everybody's been working here for a while. I'm new. And then he
Yeah.
stops and he looks a little further into the car.
Hello.
I'm gonna get out of the car.
Could you find someone who's been working here a bit longer?
Oh,
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
I think you broke him.
He's fine.
He backs away from the car and then finally turns and goes in, and then you see an older guy come out.
Does anyone know Zistor's mortal name?
No.
Kind of grizzled face, has that upper body strength of somebody who clearly has been, you know, doing physical labor for a lot of his life, but the stomach of somebody who's clearly enjoyed it.
Nice.
And he approaches.
Hi, I'm really sorry to bother you with this. My
Sure.
mentor used to work here. It's really fucking weird, but
Your mentor used to work here, huh?
I'm gonna like pull out the flyer. We all use fucking nicknames, and now he's missing. I
He's
feel
not
like such a
missing.
fucking what?
He's in the back. He owns this place.
What a character.
Has he always owned this place?
He
His
just stopped
name's
showing up.
Nelson.
He stopped showing up to the makerspace 2 weeks ago.
What kind of nickname did he have?
Sister. A fucking weird name, I know. Oh, my fucking Christ. I'm so relieved. I'm so sorry to have bothered you, and I'm so happy.
You thought that there was a problem? No, he doesn't normally work here.
He's a
He just owns the
certain
place. He set it
age.
up.
He disappeared. I was really worried.
He comes back every once in a while when there's a special car.
He never told any of us. He's obviously a very
Are
private
you all his
guy.
mentor
We all hang out
proteges?
at the makerspace. I mean, we have...
You have never worked in a makerspace in your entire life.
It's an artist's makerspace. We have an arts corner.
I could.
I look at your hands.
She is a harpist. And she's very fucking good at it.
So you play the harp at a makerspace?
As I said,
They
it's
appreciate music.
an artist.
I've been trying to learn blacksmithing.
Come on,
Like
you
lean
know,
back.
You, I
know-
could believe.
You know that engineers will like pick up the little tiny subcompact cars the arts students drive and lift it over a fence just for laughs. You know that shit. Well, we can also be friends. Oh fuck. All right.
He's in the far garage.
Thank you.
He's not going to want to be interrupted.
I'm getting out of the car.
Let's not. Do you have a sense?
The guy inside,
Yeah.
the kid, drops a wrench that he was polishing as you get out of the car, and then he quickly ducks down and then doesn't come back up.
How long do you think he'll need? I know he doesn't like to be interrupted while he's working.
I don't interrupt him when he's working.
Gonna pull out one of my business cards from my job, and be like,
We don't need an architect.
just ask him to call me when he has a chance.
Just go and talk to him. He's not going to want to be interrupted, but that doesn't mean you can't. I mean, look, you're his protege, right?
You always had a way with him.
Besides, he's with the kid.
Gonna go in.
So,
Okay.
down at the far end, the guy who is helping you goes and he opens up the garage door, and inside you can see that on top of the lift is a second generation Dodge Viper. A Dodge Viper GTS,
Ooh.
cobalt blue, with a white racing stripe.
Perfect.
And there is a little girl who is dressed in overalls. She can't be much older than 6. Who's standing just outside, and she is covered in grease. Just like hands, cheeks, this. There's a base sort of electric heater that she's standing close to, although it is warm in the garage. And there's no sign that there's even like a rag for her to wipe her hands off or anything, but she is looking up at this car, and she is focused. And you see that there's a light swinging underneath. You ever been in a garage? I imagine that you have. There are ones that lift the car all the way up, and there are ones that just have a pit underneath. But either way, the car is suspended so that you can do things like take the wheels off, examine the undercarriage. Come and have a look underneath here. The kid goes and lies down on a board that just rolls, and then he goes, no, get off the board, get off the board. Shoves the board so that it sort of like spins away. And he points up. See that? It's a cracked line. You can't see the person underneath, but you can see the shadows moving. And she looks up and says, oh, as if she understands, but she doesn't, but she wants to. And what do we do with a cracked line? Fix it? Yeah, we fix it, but a cracked line might mean more problems. We gotta look, we gotta see the whole thing. A car isn't one part. A car, it's not even like one person. A car's like a town. And you have to examine all parts of the town to see whether everything's working properly. Do the streets have holes in them? How about the streetlights? Is the baker making enough bread for everybody? The police keeping everybody safe? We gotta check everything. And this is a sign that something's gone wrong. But when there's one thing wrong, there might be many. Oh. Maybe it's dirty inside. Well, that's detailing, and we don't do that. That's somebody else. I don't have time for that, and I don't imagine it is. Somebody loves this thing.
Can I roll intelligence crafts to come up with a suggestion, a likely suggestion? Or something else?
Yeah.
Intelligence crafts?
Yep.
Okay.
Kung Fu Fenris, that is the car.
That's the car.
Difficulty? Standard? Or
Oh, like 6.
4 successes.
Cracked line probably means that the car experienced a bottoming out,
Okay.
which may mean that the suspension needs to be looked at. The car may be riding too low.
Might be the suspension. I call out from.
Who the and you see a head pop out, and it's almost like Zistor has gone back in time. He looks younger.
Roughly what age?
Maybe his early 40s. Salt and pepper hair, still clean shaven. His nose, not quite as big.
Is he kind of hot?
No. Still like appearance too.
Fair enough.
I mean, like, that doesn't mean he's not, but he's not, like, specifically hot.
I have to ask.
I.
What do you know?
Hi, Patricia.
He just shows his hands.
Was-
Sandra, don't touch anybody.
I was told you were one of the best. I somehow managed to get my hands on a Lambo when I was overseas, and it's on its way into town, and I asked around who would be the best person to take care of any car in the city. You were the name that I was given.
For a Lamborghini?
I just want to make sure it's taken care of from day one.
You're going to want to talk to an Italian. That's. You don't see a lot of Lamborghinis around here.
Would you like to?
Fuck no. And then he looks at the kid and he goes, "You tell anybody I said that," and she goes, "I know."
I'm not much one for Lambos myself.
Then sell it.
What would you buy if you had that kind of money?
I'm sorry, do I know you?
No.
But she's right. Look up there. You see there's scuff marks underneath the body, which means that in a town where there's a lot of speed bumps, you'll find that if someone takes it too hard and the suspension's not hard enough, you'll bottom out. That means you hit the ground. Your Lambo's gonna have that problem.
Yeah.
Which means that this person loves this car enough to use it, but not enough to know that it can't live here. So that's the tragedy, Sandra, is that sometimes you just don't belong where you are. So you make do, but it means that you get busted up some, and you need help. And that's what we're here for.
I think everybody belongs somewhere.
Do I know you?
I'm just
What are
here
you
for
doing
Patricia.
here? I mean, I appreciate it, but this isn't your car.
No. Patricia dragged us both here because she heard you were the best. Sorry, I think here. And I'm like looking in my pockets for what would I have in my pockets?
Fuck off. Sorry.
Like I don't know, like a handkerchief.
Okay.
Like an old one if I have it, and I'm gonna infuse it with some glamour.
Okay.
And I will pass it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
there-
All right. Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, right now I'm gripped by the drama of the pencil.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
no.
just infuriated by it personally, but
Perfect.
Do you want to borrow another one for now?
it's fine. This leather worker, I'll stop fiddling with it. Yeah. Okay.
I was kind of fishing in my pockets for a handkerchief or something, and infused it with some glamour, and I'll kind of pass it off to Patches behind my back.
So a handkerchief, you said? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I have.
Now, he flashes a grin, like this huge, genuine grin at the girl. I'm gonna need your help, though, so you're gonna have to get that wrench. That one. And he points, and there's just this tiny little wrench. Like, and it's made of plastic.
Oh.
And it's sitting on the counter. You just bring it over here, okay? I need you to hold it right there. And she beetles over and takes the wrench and just puts it up, and it's like it's not on a nut, it's not on anything, it's not doing squat.
You're handing the kid the unplugged second remote control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to make sure that that's really tight. And he starts running his hand along the underside of the car, almost as if he's trying to feel what's wrong with it with his fingertips. He looks like he's in heaven.
I don't want to interrupt. This is so sweet.
You holding it tight there? Yeah. Good. I'd be very disappointed if you weren't. We'd have to fire you. I don't want to get fired. You won't. You're a very good worker. Hell. And from the sound of it, and you can hear as he taps on
Where
it,
he is, yeah.
that the muffler has also come loose and is probably damaged.
Muffler too, huh?
Yeah, you're still here. Look, the people in the office can take care of you. Are you looking for a job? Is that it?
A friend who recommended you
Who's this friend?
passed away. An old client of yours.
Who?
His name was Zistor?
Nope, don't know anybody by that name. Sorry.
Gwydion sense.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Go
Like
ahead.
as in is
Your difficulty is 4.
Yay. Sorry guys. Yeah. 1 success.
He believes he's telling the truth.
He believes he's telling the truth. Okay.
Sorry, I should leave you be.
I mean, you know
Like,
your
yeah.
stuff. I can tell you know cars.
I do.
Sandra, you look at her. That's who you could be if you don't screw up. And Sandra from underneath is... The wrench is now, like, clearly there's, like, at least 5 centimeters of clearance and she's not touching anything. You keeping that on, right? Uh-huh.
He sounds like a great teacher.
He tells me that I should know these things.
I think by hanging around with him, you'll learn them.
He says that it's time that we stop trusting him to fix cars.
And who should fix them instead?
Me,
Really?
because I'm a girl.
Yeah. Girls can fix cars. Girls can fix cars really well.
He pokes his head out again. Look, you can bring your Lamborghini around here. Just somebody else will be able to take care of it, I'm sure.
Thank you.
Pokes his head back under the car, and then you hear a clunk, and he just and then you hear just this bang as he punches something under the car. I don't know the parts. I don't know the parts. Who would have the parts? It's a 20-year-old Viper. 25-year-old Viper. And he pulls himself out from underneath and he walks over and he grabs a rag and he just starts polishing off.
Okay, I was gonna
his
like try
hands.
to intercept, but like
No, he's
okay.
not paying attention to you, and he
Okay.
drops it and he picks up a phone, and then you can see all the way down the thing. There's a glass
Yeah.
wall, and then you see somebody else pick up the phone on the other side, and he goes, "Do we have anything that could possibly be worth a muffler for a Viper GTS?" No. Well, then this guy doesn't have a muffler. We're gonna have to order. It's gonna take a week. And then Sandra says, "I can fix it." And he looks down. Oh, you can try, sweetie. You can try. And then he reaches under and he just, like with a grit of his teeth, just, and he just pulls loose this muffler, which to you two looks fine. To you, and
I'm sorry. I guess I'll say maybe hopefully it's fate or something. I can get you one. I'm a car enthusiast. I'm clearly not a Lambo
you know where I can
enthusiast.
source a muffler for a Viper GTS.
I can make some calls. If you'll agree to.
I want you to roll your charisma subterfuge.
Yay!
I'm spending a point of willpower.
Yes!
Your difficulty is 8. It's a pretty implausible situation that you're throwing out here.
Oh, who, me? Oh, I can get you that part.
The dice say 2 successes with my willpower.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who are you? No, but really, like, who are you?
My name's Patricia.
You must have another name.
Patricia Chambers. In military service, I got the name Patches because I was always able to patch things up. I was engineering, amongst other things.
This muffler hasn't been in service for a long time. How could you possibly know where to find one of these?
How could I possibly have a new Lambo?
Because you're an idiot? No offense, lady, but
Yeah.
to have a Lamborghini around here, like, you'll be able to
fucking
drive it 3
stupid.
months out of the year and
Not
maybe on
even.
2 streets. Unless you're taking it on the circuit. Do you race?
Not at a professional level.
I wasn't asking about a professional level.
Do you?
Mr. Nelson?
No.
Oh.
I got too much to live for. And he looks down at the kid and he flashes her a grin and she flashes one back up at him.
I would like to fire off a text to the fella that I spent the night with that ended up with the Lambo, because I do have his phone number.
Yes, the Spaniard. Or no, actually no. Sorry, he was a German. He was a German
Yeah.
dude in
Yeah.
Ibiza.
Yeah.
The Spaniard. God.
Hey, fun boy!
Yeah, well,
Get a room!
it's morning here, which means it's like afternoon where he is.
Sure.
So,
Oh my God.
really weird question, but any thoughts on where I could source, Viper, blah, 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 muffler in North America?
The answer comes back, nope. He's a banker.
No, I don't know why I thought he was a car enthusiast.
Oh, he's a car enthusiast, but
Yeah.
he's a banker.
Oh, okay. Then
And
pro-
he doesn't
pro-
deal with American pieces of shit.
All right.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. Maybe I wouldn't. But
Yeah, I think that you would have known enough.
Okay.
He deals in European cars, and he's enthusiast. But like in Europe, it would be even weirder if they happen to have a muffler that you could use for a
That's
Viper.
fair. Yeah. Do I think I could repair the muffler myself?
Easily, you're a knocker.
Great.
That's the thing, though, is you could repair it. He might repair it if he like actually started, welding all that shit together and stuff like that. You could repair it just by yelling at it.
Yeah.
You could probably bend it back into shape with a few twists of your whatchamacallit.
Exactly. Specifically my whatchamacallit. So...
But to him, it would look like magic.
Yeah. So...
The mists would eventually cloud it.
Would you allow me to take the part so I can get its exact measurements and see if we can't source it, if I can get one custom made for you?
This is crazy. What are you doing coming to me with... Fine. And he lifts the muffler and then he starts wrapping it in rags. And then he puts it over on a work table and puts it down and then unclips a measuring tape and puts it down next to it. He takes a step back and he folds his arms and he looks up at you, looks back.
I really need to get my calipers at this.
Calipers?
She's very precise.
If we're custom building this, then it's got to be exact.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. No one ever said anything about custom building. I don't have a forge.
I do.
What?
Hey, Sandra, do you think you'd ever want to use a forge? Do you know what a forge is?
No.
Forges are really, really, really hot, like lava hot ovens that you can...
Like her! And she points right at Sophia.
Yeah, but you melt metal in really hot like lava was the context. You can melt metal in, and then the forge part of it is that you make new things out of that metal. It's kind of like making ice cubes, but way more specific.
But the records
With
show, though,
metal.
that Liz did ask if I wanted water.
Ooh.
I don't watch VODs, but I do ask about one.
Cha-ching. Oh, I'm dropping in and out. Oh no, that's no good. Boop. Herp. Put myself on the table. Thing is clicked. My click is thinged.
I think it's this.
It might be.
Because this is the common denominator.
Yeah.
In the future, if you notice an audio issue,
Yeah, please say something.
like whisper it at least
Yeah.
to me. Just because we can't fix it if we don't know it's happening.
Yeah, because we aren't listening in.
Kung Fu Fenris, maybe?
No.
Look, if
I mean, we could try to 3D print a mold and create a new one, but like that's going to take a while.
yeah,
And I don't have access to a 3D printer that big. I don't have access to a 3D printer.
I'm looking to acquire the services of an expert mechanic, and I would be happy to help you with any of your needs in exchange for your attention to my collection. I'm sorry to put you on the spot like this. I didn't realize that.
Patricia, I am retired and I am here because of this. And he looks up at this. Honestly, it's a pretty nice car. You're saying that you've got cars like this, and that's great, but you want somebody who's hungry. I built my garage. It runs without me. It doesn't need me.
And do you not need it? Or something? To pass the time?
Sandra, what do I need?
What do you need?
And Sandra looks up and she's like, I don't know.
Wow.
What does anybody need?
I know that I wouldn't ever be able to retire. I always need to be working on something. Some creative endeavor.
Didn't say that I didn't need to work on things.
Do you have a dream then?
I don't want to run a business.
Who said anything about business?
This is my business. I built it.
It's an excellent business.
I know.
But you've...
Is working on these cars not your passion? You don't have to decide today.
I don't even know what
Forever.
you're talking about. No, working on cars is a way that I can pay the bills. That I built this thing, but I'm not interested in fixing things all my life. Sandra, what I need is to create, not just fix. But that's not always in the cards. Thankfully, I'm at the point where I'm young and I can do what I want. So, I don't know what you're offering me. But considering what you drove to get here, and he points outside, I don't really know if you're the sort of person who can afford to let me let go of my dream. If we're being honest with each other here. Do I know you from YouTube?
You may have seen me. She was so excited to come here and see you.
I can leave
By
a
the way,
deposit.
he still absolutely looks entirely happy being here.
Yeah. I can leave a deposit for this muffler, and I can return with it or a replacement tomorrow. If you'd be willing to give me that opportunity.
What? You'd steal my business out?
No.
In my own garage?
No.
What are you trying to do here? What are you really here for?
You.
Me?
I'm told you're the best. By a source that I trust.
Who? This Zistor guy?
Yeah.
I don't know a Zistor.
Well, then
It's
I
a
don't.
dumb name anyway.
It is.
Yeah, I crack a smile for sure.
So I don't know who you are. You come in here and you have a lot of information. I'm wondering whether you're a scam artist. To be honest with me, you come here in that, but you claim that you've got a Lamborghini, that you're a car enthusiast. Car enthusiasts don't. They don't show up in garages and offer to help a guy they've never met. So what are you here for, really?
You.
You don't see how that's a little creepy? You've got your two flunkies here.
It was called nouveau riche, I suppose. I don't know how to wear the big pants, even
You're
though I've been
rich.
given them.
You don't look rich.
Hence the shitty car. I mean, the not nice car. The ugly old cheap car.
Shit. Shit, shit, shitty, shitty, shit, 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 shitty, 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 shit,
Shipping.
shit,
I was in
shit,
the Navy.
shit, shit, shit.
Do you know what? Do you know what a submarine is? Have you ever been in a submarine?
And then, and he just looks down. It's my fault. I can't keep my mouth shut around her.
I at least can excuse my previous profession. As I said, I'm willing to leave a monetary deposit for this muffler.
I don't need any money from you. I need to know what you're here for because I don't believe you.
I don't know how to convince you that I'm interested in hiring you as a private mechanic.
Don't you have a photo of the car on your phone? I like.
My car? Yeah, but that's just a photo of a fucking car. Anyone can have a photo of a car on their phone.
Shit.
It's in a shipping tanker.
Maybe he could see it, and I like go to put some glamour into your phone. Like, is that? I don't know. Is that gonna work?
You know what, Sandra? When you get home, you make sure to let my brother know about that song. Shit, 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 shit.
Brother, eh? I'm making a note.
I'm gonna have to ask you to let me get back to working on the car.
Understandable. I would like to give the muffler a good firm thwack, attempting to use my knocker fix it.
Okay,
And so
percussive maintenance.
Yeah.
Hey, it works.
All right. Go ahead. It's gonna be your strength crafts.
Oh shoot.
Shit. Shit.
Shitty shit, 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 shit.
Sounds like a lot of dice to me.
This is important. I'm gonna spend another willpower. This is
don't
important to
spend
me.
Oh my god, what the hell was
Holy
that?
shit.
Cut to
Difficulty?
aerial shot of Nelson
Yeah.
Garage.
Oh. Difficulty?
I mean, it's honestly just a muffler, so the difficulty is 6. Mufflers are not that complicated.
4 successes.
So
you know
you
the noise coming.
you punch it, and you know that you've knocked it back, like the valves are back in alignment. It still is a little scratched on the outside because you can't buff out a scratch just by punching it, but like it's gonna work now. You know that it'll work probably as well as when it was created.
Cool. And I'd like to take that handkerchief and use it while I'm picking up the muffler and heading
And
it
then
back
you
to
hear
him.
you say he goes, "Whoa! What are you doing?" Shit.
Sorry, I was frustrated. I shouldn't have taken it out on your
What?
property.
I'm not going to hire or take or work for anybody who's going to do that. Just put
I've
it
blown
down.
my shot, and I'm going to leave it with the cloth over it.
And then when you put it down, it makes a distinctly different clunk sound from before. It doesn't rattle the way that it once did.
Sounds like she fixed it.
X now on the X fay. Emphasis on the fay.
Hey.
She didn't fix it because she punched it.
She said she was a car enthusiast.
Shit.
Maybe she knows more than you think. Maybe you should check her work.
Check her work. She punched a muffler.
She heard you were the best.
He reaches out and just snatches it off the table and walks up and he points and he's, "You see in here? You see? There's shit." The fuck did you do? Fuck.
Oh, uh-oh.
Shitty, shitty, fuck, 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 shit, shit.
She's not my kid, I'm not gonna.
How do you spell fuck? Later. What did you do? What is this? Where are the cameras? I knew you from YouTube. This is some kind of weird prank show?
Oh, please, like I would ever host a prank show. Don't insult me. Don't insult my art.
Your art?
I'm a musician. I play the harp.
Because that's useful.
Okay, whoa.
Have you ever listened to music? Musicians are useful.
I meant a harp player wouldn't be useful for this kind of prank show that you've got. Where's the camera? Is it on your phones? I want the footage.
This isn't a prank. There's nothing going on. Was the muffler definitely broken to begin with? I go and take the glamorized handkerchief from where he might have dropped it and bring it back to him as well. I don't know, should we...
What did you do?
I fixed.
Is this your car?
No, it's not my car.
Is this some kind of test?
No, it's not some kind of test.
What is it? What's going on? This thing.
Sorry.
And he goes back, and you see that he's angry, but he's also amazed, and he just sort of starts pushing the muffler back into place, and just you hear banging, bang, bang.
I didn't want to show him that I fixed it. Sorry.
Oh, we better... Oh, you said, okay.
Did I ruin your take? As he's underneath. Do you need me to do it again? Clang, clang, clang. Fuck. And then Sandra comes over to you, and she pulls on your shirt, getting grease everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Hi.
Fuck.
That is a word.
Shit.
That is also a word.
I'm helping fix the car. Do you want to help fix the car?
Do you think he'll let me? He seems kind of mad.
He can't help fix the car. She can't help fix the car. You can use my wrench.
That's your wrench.
Yeah, but I'm not tall enough to reach the car.
Well, I can lift you up and let you reach the things. He can't get mad at me for giving you a boost.
My uncle will get mad at me.
Oh, I don't know.
Damn
your
right.
uncle.
Damn.
I don't know your uncle. It's true. All right.
And then he pokes his head out underneath, and he slides out from the car. And he looks at Brahm. Looks him down and up.
Yes.
Nothing.
I think it's because I'm tall. People think they recognize me.
No.
What is it?
Do you know a guy with one arm? Never mind.
I do. He's a friend of Zistor's.
What?
As I told you, Zistor is gone. I mean, you know, this sounds a bit like The Fugitive. Maybe we know a different one-armed man.
How did Zistor die?
Protecting someone who didn't deserve it.
What? Oh.
That is true.
I'm sorry.
You're familiar. You're saying things that make sense, but they don't.
I know.
And I know you're on YouTube.
I know I am too.
Maybe you get a coffee break at this time of day.
It's my garage. I do whatever I want.
Do you want me to get you a cup of coffee?
No.
Oh.
I will get my own coffee. Because you are guests here, I will get you coffee. And he stands up and he starts stalking over the thing, and then Sandra looks up. Hi.
Hi. Can I know what your dad's name is?
Daddy.
That's a good name.
That's an excellent name for your dad.
You can't confuse him with anyone else.
People call him Richard.
Oh, that's an interesting name too.
Please don't get him mad. He only just came back.
Oh, I know. I'm sorry about that.
Did he go away for a long time?
He and my dad fight a lot. And then, at least that's what my mom tells me. Which is why I don't see him a lot.
Yeah.
He hasn't been around. He shows up sometimes. For my birthday.
When's your birthday?
My birthday is in July.
Oh, summer birthdays. That must be fun. You can have pool parties, play outside.
Yeah.
That's nice.
It says my mom says that his head's always in the clouds. And my dad says that he's just an irresponsible person.
I think his head's probably in the clouds, but I also know that he likes you a lot. I can tell that just from seeing him today.
Yeah, but Ted says I'm not really allowed to see him.
Oh, that's too bad.
But there was no one to take care of me. He comes back and he's got one of those, like TV trays, and it's got 4 mugs of coffee on it. He puts it down, and there's a little apple juice as well.
Can I try to infuse some glamour in the mug that is his?
Yes, absolutely, you
Cool.
can.
I will do that. Then I'm going to take, hand the other 2 mugs to my friends.
He takes it.
I'm sorry for upsetting you.
You're a bad liar.
Absolutely.
Is she?
Yes, she
Oh.
is.
I see.
You're marginally better, but she's been lying to me this whole time. You don't want to hire a mechanic.
What does she want to do?
I don't know.
Ah.
And I still don't know what you did with that muffler.
I fixed it.
The muffler was busted.
And I unbusted it.
You can't unbust a muffler by punching it. But she did.
You've heard of magic. Magic
Magic?
isn't tapping a wand 3 times. It's what you do before you tap the wand. That's what's actually fixing something. The punch was just the tap of the magic wand.
Then you can't fix a muffler with your mind.
No.
It's a thing, and a thing needs to be worked.
Yeah.
I certainly give Sandra a look like, can't she though?
Fuck.
We're gonna.
Never mind.
Well, Mr. Nelson, you have a wonderful garage. And I'm sure Sandra here is going to make an excellent head of it one day.
That's an idea.
What?
You see, he looks up and it's faint, but it's returning very slowly. Where once stood a man, now stands a much shorter man. One who could probably walk under the car's lift without needing to get into the pit.
Sandra, I think we've worked enough on the car today.
Shit.
Clark.
She won't remember that. Chandra, I think you need to go back inside for now, okay? Just for a moment. I'll come and get you. Bye.
Bye. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Turns around and walks over. She gets to the far end and she tries to open the door, except that her hand is all greasy,
Hold
so
on.
it gets grease on the
You need
doorknob.
to make a willpower roll, and then I want to do a thing if I don't get too greedy and selfish. Good. I would like to give her...
I botched. I kick her.
No, it would mean I just wouldn't give her something.
If you botched, it would mean something else.
That's true. Don't want to give her anything with a knife, but I might have like a little multi-tool. It's like a little flashlight that has two little screwdrivers that fold out.
Okay.
I think you can have an upgrade from your wrench. If you press this button on top, there's a flashlight.
So she presses it and instantly like, ah!
And there are two little screwdrivers that fold out. Now, you know not to run with scissors, yeah? Same thing with this. You gotta treat it like a tool. It's to be respected.
What do you say? Thanks. And then she turns and she just immediately bolts for the door, tries to open it. Shit!
Open the door for her.
I mean, it's all the way down
okay.
the other end of the garage.
Cool.
Somebody from the outside. lets her in.
Okay. How you feeling?
He just sits down on a stool, a rolling stool, and just...
We didn't want to intrude on your private life, but we had to find you.
You wouldn't have found me anywhere else.
Well, we didn't know that.
My brother's an autumn person. Which means she's doomed.
Doesn't mean she can't make stuff.
I'm not allowed to spend time with her. She won't make it. Eventually she'll learn that it's not up to her to fix cars.
That's too bad. She deserves the opportunity.
Everybody does. But my brother's an asshole. And
Sounds like it.
it's all I can do to slowly stave off this feeling of hers that there's more out there than simply being a good girl. I don't remember what happened.
Do you want to make your excuses and we'll head back to the Spark?
There's no excuses to be made. It's my fucking garage. But I don't spend time here anymore. This place just reminds me of what I'm not able to do. He gets up, and then he takes one look at the car and just flicks a venomous tongue, and just this string of absolute filth starts coming out of it. Words that I will not say on stream. There are references to women using a word that is 4 letters. Mm-hmm. There are references to men using words that are 4 letters. Oh, sure. There's references to acts that these men and women may engage in, either with themselves or perhaps with livestock.
Oh, wow. Oh.
And towards the end of it, it is so blisteringly nasty that Sophia and Brom, I'm going to ask you to roll willpower, which shouldn't be too difficult for you, but just let me know if you fail a standard willpower roll. Patches, you do not need to.
No.
I did not fail.
I didn't think you would. You have 9 dice to roll.
I got 1 success. I did not fail.
Maybe a little bit of a
Ugh.
like a flush. Car's fixed. You gotta be careful when you start fixing mufflers in front of other people.
Yeah. I'm just trying to
The
bide
fuck were you
time.
trying to do to say that it was fixed?
Sorry.
You let him put it back. You let him believe that it wasn't broken in the first place. You don't say that she fixed
Well,
it.
you wouldn't take it. We kept giving you things and you wouldn't pick them up.
You were in the hospital.
I'd like to try to offer my hand and encourage him to come with me.
He takes your hand.
Yes.
Why are we holding hands?
Because
This isn't a moment.
Well, it is for me. I'm sorry, okay? You old frickin' codger.
Don't call me an old firkin' codger.
Yes, you were in the hospital over a week ago. We didn't know where you were. We were worried. Broken Flight is essentially dealt with.
There was a firefight.
Yes.
I didn't protect you.
We split up. You were with Kenwyn. I went to get Zeron.
Where's he?
Alive? Well,
Why?
because you apparently helped him.
There was a firefight!
Someone you deemed worthy of protection, we protected.
He's a twerp.
Yes, but he's our twerp.
Where's the rifle?
Do we love Kenwyn now?
No, of course not.
You aren't
Where's
sleeping
the
with him,
rifle?
are you?
How dare you?
How dare you?
Where's the rifle?
Oh, fuck. It's at my brother's. He's gonna break it.
Why is it at your brother's?
Where else do you think I've been staying?
Why?
I don't know where else to go.
It's all right, sister. Why don't you tell us where it is, and we'll pay old Dick a visit. Maybe he doesn't go by Dick. Sorry. That was
Well,
No,
it sounds like
nobody
he is
who's
a
named
dick.
Richard goes by Dick anymore, except for Dick Pound. And that's really unfortunate.
it is. Has that changed in the last few years?
No, he's still the head of the World Anti-Doping Agency. It's really...
I meant more just Richards and Dicks. You know, never mind. Let's. Why don't we go?
I'm sorry, Dick Pound is better than Dick Wolf.
Should you take Sandra home? And
My brother will come and pick her up. And he won't want to see me anyway. Now that wolf looks like it's accepting Dick.
Whoa!
Oh my god.
All right, sister. Let's
Oh,
get you home.
woo.
buddy. Oh.
yeah,
Dick Sweat. Oh, nice.
bon. Into the car.
Please. Oh, I got an angry owl. Oh dear.
You know you done bad, Lynn.
Yeah, I'm returning to the car.
Where's Talish?
Spark.
He's worried. But of course, he's been holding it together for all of us.
My brother lives across the street. Just go and break in and take it.
You
Are
don't
you
have
sure?
a key, so it'd be
I
a little
have
less.
a key, and he hands you the key. He's not home. Just go in and get it. Don't stay too long. It'll hurt.
All right, I'll be right back. Unless you... Okay, yeah. Unless you... You... Yeah. Okay. Kate's going. Kate's going. Patch is going.
Yeah.
What do I need?
Why do you think it was so difficult to find me? The only family I have is antithetical to everything I am, except her. I'm doing my best.
Why don't you think that she can be saved?
Because she listens to her parents.
Like
She
everything.
doesn't just listen to them. She's saying an awful lot about you.
Your kids are not the same.
I know. I know it's different, sister. I just don't want you to give up hope.
Yeah.
You sounded an awful lot like a man with a dream just a couple of minutes ago. And now here you are. She has a dream, sister. That's how you know she's still savable. She's a dreamer. Is it that you can't see her?
Go get the Firking rifle.
I think she went.
Oh, fine. She gets the rifle, and I get to have philosophical conversations with a rock.
I'm a troll.
And he reaches out and he just thunk, 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 like on your chest. And
I am made of stone. That does not make me a rock, sir.
debating a rock is about as useful as having a boggin wandering around your workshop doing designs. It's so easy to find the rifle. The reason why is because he's currently using it as a paperweight for the mail right by the door.
Close the door.
The mail, by the way,
Yeah.
is very perfectly adjusted so that it's in a perfect fan formation underneath the paperweight, and all the mail are from insurance companies.
No. Who needs this much insurance?
The rifle is broken, but it is not irreparable. It has been sitting with an autumn person for a very long time, and a lot of the chimerical bonds that are inside are weak. All the ammunition is useless.
Yeah, it's gonna need some love.
It's not possible to cure an autumn person, is it?
It is one of the quests, actually.
Quest.
But it's A, incredibly difficult, and B, honestly, often not worth the effort. The main problem with it is that, yeah, you could spend a shit ton of effort to try to get one autumn person back into a world of glamour, or you could help 20 dreamers. Right?
Yeah.
There will always be autumn people.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not saying that it means that it isn't a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying that the main reason why a lot of changelings aren't just well, let's fix all the autumn people is because they can't, and because it's dangerous to them.
Yeah.
Remember, every scene you spent with an autumn person, you gain 1 point of banality. That's not a roll. That's just an automatic, there you go. They know. They dealt with the dentist.
Yeah.
And it's also just a matter of well, we've got things to do. So it is definitely not necessarily a lost cause. But most changelings would be well, if she's somebody who we can help, let's try to get her away from him. That would be easier than to try and fix him and potentially screw ourselves over in the process.
All right. Gotcha.
But I believe it is one of the quests that are
Okay.
located in the book.
So I think her elementary school needs a new after-school program for the next, she's 6, so she's in like first grade.
Could we not
so
deal
for the
with
next
my
6 years?
niche? I want to see my
I'm,
husband.
Getting to the car and driving to the Spark. Yeah, I think that would be great, and a tech sort of, encouraging
So I appreciate
girls
the
to
fact
get
that you
into the...
came in and you rescued me, but could you not immediately start meddling with my family?
No worries.
There's like heat of embarrassment washing off him.
Didn't know about them, sister. Why didn't you tell us?
Y'all didn't know about my dad until he came to live at the Spark, so...
He's what,
We knew. We just hadn't.
he's
met
still there?
We were busy trying to save the Furking Kingdom, okay? The Queen is still missing.
It was a
Queendom.
very dangerous week.
That'll take some getting used to still, I suppose. Queendom. They're all Queendoms, aren't
There better not be a cake when I get back.
I don't think you have to worry about anything having been baked.
Focusing on the
And that's all I said. That's all I said. Yeah, we just
Focusing
leave
on
that.
the
Like we just like leave it hanging in the air.
Do. I'm a good driver. I need to pay full attention to
So,
the road.
Patches, you have a Lamborghini?
Yeah, Patches, you have a Lamborghini?
Not yet, I don't.
Why do you want a Lamborghini?
I don't. I have one.
One just made its way into her possession. It's on its way here.
Seems pretty fortunate to me.
Yeah.
Get a good car.
I will.
Better yet, build your own car.
I could do that.
You could do that.
I should get myself a Wayfarer.
That's another Italian car.
Yeah.
What are you, racist?
Oh,
now?
I'm sure now.
Italian cars are designed for places like Italy.
Italian
With
roads.
nice roads, not Montreal roads. They have this much clearance. You know what we need in Montreal? This much clearance?
You can barely drive a Tesla around here.
Oh, man.
Perhaps I should lop off parts of my body to fill in the potholes.
Yes, I'm sure you could fix the whole
You could just
city.
stand above them and jizz into the pole. I'm sure that would work.
Oh.
It must solidify like cement.
They're
I have 2 children.
equal parts pothole and asphalt.
I just like
And
cry a little bit.
discount grade asphalt because there was a whole big shenanigan.
Kung Fu
going on.
Fenris, we live in a climate where roads go from minus 30 degrees centigrade to plus 35 degrees centigrade. All that expansion and contraction means that the roads get fucked up. And, you know, we also live in a province where the construction industry was incredibly corrupt and
Yeah.
probably still is.
Forever.
Is.
Yeah, I was just it's this wonderful, charming mobster town, guys. It's great. We love it.
Now you said mobster, but I heard monster, and now I'm just imagining like Godzilla.
People don't realize this. Montreal gets quite cold in the winter, but it gets very warm and very humid in the summertime. So when I've visited the United States, for instance, everyone's like, "Oh, you're gonna broil to death," and I'm like, "No, it's more comfortable down here because you don't get the heat and the humidity that we get up in Montreal." And they didn't believe me, and then I was right.
Yep.
And then they're like, "Oh, it can't be that cold then." Yes, it can. Although not this year. This year was pretty mild.
It was okay.
That's considered. But like that's also
But we're
that's
only-
probably a bad thing. That's probably
We're
global
only
warming.
in second winter right now.
Yeah.
What's about second
We
winter?
still have third winter coming.
That's true. We
Yeah,
do
we're
have
in the
third
still
winter.
winter phase of our 4 seasons.
And in no way am I trying to imply that Montreal has the worst weather.
No.
It doesn't. And I'm in no way trying to imply that Montreal is the hottest place or the coldest place. It's not. It's just we have a very wide range, and it bounces back and forth between the two a lot. So it fucks up our roads.
Back to the Spark.
Oh, when it's April, we'll still get at least one dump of snow. Usually within the first week or two. I like how Alferis is like, I didn't see snow without travel till I was a man.
Or like 13.
Like, yeah, 13.
Oh shit, Pook. Oh, the shade, the shade.
Wait. No, you listen here, Pukajutsu.
I mean, I'm here for it, but we have another few minutes to round this out. When Zistor gets back, he ignores all of you. He heads straight to Talus, and he closes the door. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Erigwin.
Welcome, Brazinga Flames! Did that qualify as a hot take, what I just did?
Eh, hot in the pun sense, but not really like a hot take.
Mild take.
I'd say, like a lukewarm take, yeah.
It's like a
I don't think it was a
jalapeno
take because it wasn't an
Statement of
opinion.
facts.
Right? Yeah, you were just stating
Kind of.
facts.
Mostly
Sriracha
facts, yeah.
sauce.
Yeah.
Thanks. I like that quote.
What is Brum cholesterol?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to like ease myself into one of the chairs in the
Exhaust.
exhaust. There we go.
I was like,
It's like the place, not Ignite, not the Spark, not the Freehold. Yeah.
what's happening? Not the man's. What?
Okay. Who are we forgetting? What are we forgetting?
I'm married. I did not forget.
I'm checking the envelope from Zeron to see what the instructions say and like how far this cabin is.
It's about an hour's drive north.
I see. Is it accessible by train or bus?
It's accessible by car. I assume that you can probably get there via some form of public transportation. I'm not going to get into it.
Sounds good.
You could get there.
Could also request a waiver.
It's true. Some fucker flash is in order.
Ugh.
What? Sophia's leaving again.
Social distancing high five.
No, she's not leaving yet. She's just considering. Are you all right, Patches?
Yeah.
I'm sorry I ruined your plan.
Oh no, I was floundering. So thanks for trying to help.
I was just so proud of you.
Guys, keep putting Patches in the situation where she has to be the face of the operation.
Yeah, but she's the one with the special bond to Zistor. That was your moment. I wanted him to see what you'd done.
You're the one who convinced the crowds to turn away from Broken Flight.
You're the one who took out most of the threat.
Well, I think you're both
Well, I
great.
think you did a lot of that, my
This
friend.
episode.
No,
Ignite
you're
takes-
the best.
No, you're the best. Hi, Brom. How are you doing?
Hi, Brom. What did you
Hello.
do?
Didn't
I
call
helped.
his wife too many times while she was pretending not to be his wife? I'm sorry, Scott. I'm being an asshole. I apologize.
I helped you defend the kingdom of Concordia from grave danger.
Brom, where's your wife?
The Lady Kyoko is here at the Spark. I'm
Is
going
she?
to go find her.
Oh my god.
Okay.
She's
where are
been
you-
taken again.
Where are
I
you
swear
looking?
to
I'm
God.
going to check her office.
Her office is currently unoccupied. The screens are showing an old screensaver of flying toasters.
Oh, cool. I will send her a text. Where are you at? Question mark. Do you want me to-
Where are you at?
So while you send this text, you notice that her phone lights up on her desk and goes.
I look towards the shower, maybe? Like,
She doesn't have a shower in her office. That would be in the bedroom.
Fine, so I go to the bedroom where she also has computers, if I recall correctly.
No.
No. Okay, well, I go towards her
I
bedroom.
mean, she has like a switch.
Brahm,
Nice. It's like a computer, right?
where's Kyoko, Brahm?
I do not respond.
She is not
to
in
the
your
teasing
bedroom,
of
and
my-
she is not in the shower.
I don't want to bother Talus.
You really don't go in there.
I walk out towards the garden past these two, and I don't say anything.
Okay, outside in the garden. Funnily enough, Zeron is not sitting out there staring off into the distance with his hair blowing in the wind.
I was getting used to that.
It's like a weather vane.
Ah,
He always
north.
points north. Yeah, exactly.
No one's out there. I understood that reference.
I go back in and just kind of like lean against the bar.
You can't find her, can you?
No. It's unlike her to walk away without her phone.
I looked in 3 places and I just gave up.
It's 2020, man. If I can't text you and I can't find you, like, what the fuck do you want me to do? Send her a Facebook
I looked in
message?
2 whole rooms and outside.
The point is, I don't believe she would have left the Spark without her telephone, so I'm sure she's here.
Well, what about the basement?
Yes, could be lots of places.
Let's go check.
You two have a fun little adventure. I'm just gonna sit here.
You want something to drink, Patches?
I'll get myself. It's not like there's anyone here to yell at me for it.
You want to use my jacuzzi?
Who are you and what did you do with Sophia?
You seem sad. I'm feeling generous.
More
Use
than a
my
few people
jacuzzi
have
if you want.
used Sophia's bathroom.
No. They've used Sophia in the bathroom. They
Oh.
don't like to use Sophia's bathroom.
Used?
No, there was the whole like Kyoko crying in the shower. Or no, was it you pretending to be
Kyoko?
Kay in the shower? No, that was weird. When you were trying to do the flashbacks of Kay in the shower.
Look, that was not.
that was a long
That
time
was
ago.
a thing. It became a thing.
Yeah.
So, are you going anywhere?
Yes, I'm going to go downstairs to the workshop and the dungeon.
And you're going.
I'm
For the
following
Kyoko.
him.
And you're going.
I'll follow them.
As you head down. As you head down, the elevator plays Somebody's Watching Me. And then when you get down, you see that the configuration of the basement is currently pointing towards the workshop.
I'm heading for the workshop.
I wonder if she's in with Bowley.
I go in?
To the workshop?
Yeah.
There's nary a soul inside. Cog's not there.
Boop.
Sister's not there.
Dungeon access. Explain error.
Dungeon access is currently unavailable.
Explain change.
Override is in place.
By? By whose authority? Override, dungeon override, authorization patches. Override, dungeon override, authorization packers.
Ding.
Oh. Motherfucker!
You just start fisting keypads.
Oh my god!
Pull open my multi-tool.
Oh, not again.
Flip out the screwdriver, start popping off the cover.
Wait, didn't you give away the multi-tool?
No,
No, that was my little tiny
Oh,
pocket
okay.
one.
I'm
I
sorry.
like the
As you
ones with
pop it off,
knives.
you
Can't
see
keep
that
your
there's-
tools straight, Patches.
Someone has wired an Arduino board into where Keypad's brain is, with
Right.
little alligator clips.
What does it mean?
Clip, clip.
You undo the clips?
Yeah.
Okay.
Boom.
And then Keypad reboots, which only takes about 2 seconds.
Do I recognize the handiwork?
It doesn't look like a bomb. I mean, it looks like a prefabricated Arduino kit.
Okay.
What does this mean?
But it doesn't have like COG's signature on it. And
No,
was
it's
created. Okay.
definitely not Cog's.
Okay.
Cog actually wouldn't dare use alligator clips. He's
Yeah.
way too good at soldering.
Cool.
So someone with a blatant disregard for their own safety, then.
Brom? But you're here.
But I'm here already.
Dungeon access. Authorization patches.
Ding. And the dungeon door comes into view.
Going in.
Cool.
Really mad.
Sorry, this
Sorry,
doesn't mean
sorry,
anything
no,
to me.
I know. Going
Um,
in. I'm mad. I'm going in.
Okay, so the door opens, and you can see down the hallway to your left. Right.
God, don't let Zistor see this.
And then sitting on a stool, with her knees curled up underneath her and her fist just resting underneath her chin, is Kyoko, staring in to a room where classical music plays over an AM radio. And I think we'll end the story. Or the session, not the story.
That's it. Last stream.
No,
Bye, everyone.
Changeling!
I think we'll end the session there.
Intriguing.
No bingo?
Oh,
No bingo.
I think you need to make them tic-tac-toe sized. I'm kidding.
We are going to see what the play of the game is, though. That's kind of cool.
Yay.
And we'll find out what you learned.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll find out what might be happening on a week where things are a little different.
Sorry.
That's coming up on my fancy corner in just a moment.
Well, just because most of us are at work this week.
I think this week, I think.
Okay.
I mean, making Patches say Packers is...
It really is great.
It's,
I
it's-
like peckers.
Oh, Peckers. God, that was funny.
It's someone who might be English second language or something.
But the
Yeah, it
real
was in-
Peckers are inside you all along.
Oh.
Yeah.
It was just great.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because now I think Keypad should insist on calling Patches Peckers.
Peckers. Yeah.
It's brilliant.
Ew.
It's just the
Well,
best.
I did my job.
Clap, clap, clap.
Clap, 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 clap. So are you glad to be back?
Yay!
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad to be back. I hate missing sessions. I fucking hate it.
Something just feels wrong about the week.
I mean, like, I hate it. I don't hate it so much that I'm like, well, you shouldn't miss sessions, because when we do miss sessions, it's for good reasons.
Yeah.
Get yourself players who want to play the game, and so we'll actually plan around it. Like,
Yeah, this is probably the most consistent sort of like habit I have. I mean, tradition, habit, hobby. Yeah, heroin, exactly. Schmack thing that I have in my life, and right, Sunday nights, weekly for years, and bi-weekly before that as well. Not bi-weekly. Yeah, bi-weekly.
I mean, it's nice, but one of the best ways to make sure that your games succeed is to actually play. And unfortunately, if you don't have the discipline to keep going as much as you would like, then the game suffers, and then people still don't want to play. So it's hard to get started, but once you get started, you have to be able to maintain that momentum. If you can, then well, you get this magic. Today's Play of the Game, brought to you by Aragorn,
Oh,
starts
Aragorn.
now. Sophia composes a total bop with Grolf to save a resort. Patches struggles with how to approach re-enchanting Nelson. Brahm is a master interrogator and takes the piss out of a panhandler. That's vote 0, 1, or 2
Oh, very good.
now. And while we're waiting for those answers, why don't we start with you, Scott?
Well, I learned that we were all, I think, really wondering why nobody knew about Zistor's private life. And I think pretty clearly, I learned that he's embarrassed by the family that he has. I mean, and understand, like, afraid of them a little bit too, That's what I learned.
Kate?
Learn that Zistor is a sweet as fuck mentor, whether he's a knocker or whether he's immortal. He's the sweetest fucking mentor.
That's nice.
Elizabeth?
Yeah, I kind of just want to tack on to all of that.
What does he tack on?
Sophia learned more about Zistor than she had in a long time. And in particular, it's very sad to her that there's this idea that Sandra is just doomed. And that his brother is an autumn person, and that's just it. That's very upsetting to her.
It is upsetting.
Yeah.
Sometimes you make games sad.
Sometimes you don't.
Sometimes it makes you feel glad. You know who should feel glad right now,
Some
though?
drama. I don't know.
Well, it's Scott.
Scotty Glad.
Hey!
Scotty Gladface.
Hey, thanks, guys.
It was close, but Scott edged out the competition.
Scott
I'm a
lifting
master
a
edger.
panhandler by the back of his shirt when he could have just handed over a $20 bill.
I keep telling you, I don't have a job.
I don't carry cash.
I just have this tunia, you do understand.
I thought it was nice.
Oh,
Look, you can't even separate them.
It's snap. Oh,
oh no.
I'm stronger than I look like this.
Why does everybody keep pissing around me?
No, come back.
Unfortunately, you did not fill out the bingo card.
No, we
this
weren't
time
anywhere
around.
close.
Yeah.
But I will tell you what you did get. If you want to see what you didn't get, you're going to have to join that Discord channel on your own. A player singing. I had to spell a name out.
Okay,
Yeah.
a classic.
Crafting. A follow or sub during the game. Sex P.
Nice.
Kate flashes a green card and rolls her eyes.
Yes.
And Sophia plays music.
Oh, my favorite one on this is Brom thinks the best of someone the other two PCs hate.
Oh,
It happens
Every
all the
other
time.
episode, yeah. Oh,
that's a
man.
good one.
Rough.
And
I see what kind of character I usually play.
Scott uses an accent unlike his own.
Well, that's just...
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually really appreciate that that's put as an accent unlike his own instead of Scott speaks with an accent.
Right.
Because technically, we always speak with an accent. All of us.
Canadian, eh?
Had there been Oneromancy and had I butchered an established PC's accent, you would have hit it. But that didn't
I always love the like, oh, you did...
Yeah. Oh, I.
But not this time. I should make a little sign with Halea's name spelled on it. That's a thought.
just
You can always
have it.
go on rpgclinic.com where people update those things, or if they, what we should honestly do, and maybe not for Changeling. It's been a while, but we should honestly have a prize that we can give out to really good contributors.
Yeah.
To that wiki, because that wiki is a useful place to look up any information you want to find. A lot of it is out of date, though, and if you do update it, then we're going to be most appreciative. Of course, you can always check out the synopses and stuff like that. They're all there. That's Scott.
Do check it out. I had some time the other day and was updating locations because that's a lot more fun than NPCs for me.
Yeah, sure.
Because I love the idea of the real view of the place, or as close as I can get in some situations. But rpgclinic.com under the Changeling TS dropdown. If you want to contribute, it's a wiki. You can. I think you just have to log in. I think you have to log in. But,
Yeah.
please do. It's #GoodTime.
You know who does organize these bingo cards and put a ton of work into them? That would be She Who Knows 10,000 Things, who we will thank. Entropy's Disciple, Crosshair, we'll see you soon. We hope. We understand. We know. It's rough. Especially for, anybody who's in a time zone that isn't our own is obviously watching this on a strange either delay or advance, and we appreciate you nonetheless. It is a week.
It
Is
is.
there anything interesting happening this week that people should know about?
Well, not to confirm, but I do certainly know that other than some normal, like, regularly scheduled stuff that we'll mention, I can think of at least a couple of people in our circle who will most likely be streaming daily as they kind of wait for normalcy to return. So you can follow us on Twitter to hear the signal boosts of anything that we know coming up, and including myself, I might jump on Twitch a little bit this week.
Yeah, depending on the situation here, I may end up streaming. We'll see, though, because...
What are some things you've been streaming recently?
I have been streaming Untitled Goose Game speedruns recently, but I'm going to be easing back into gaming for the first couple of days and see where it goes.
Yeah, cool.
There will be Punchy as usual on Friday, but Crosshair and I have been talking about doing a random Stardew stream throughout the week because we're so close to 10 mil.
So here's the deal. There's a lot of people who stream in and around this community. We can't possibly hope to schedule all of them, and because of the nature of this strange time that we live in, your best bet is to either look at Twitter or Discord. Discord, in fact, will announce when any of us start streaming, whether that's Changeling, Punchy Book Club, Story Saturdays, Method Mondays, or anytime that I just randomly pick up like a JEV Retro. I can call them that again
Nice.
because
That's
I
excellent.
don't have to avoid using retro anymore in my title.
Can
So
we call it Jevtro?
all of that is there. Everyone says, totally good suggestion. If you know people of Amazon Prime who do not watch/use their Twitch Prime, suggest that they consider donating their Prime subscription to your favorite streamers. How about with any armed troops put on by isolation? That is a good idea.
It does make a big difference.
If it's not us, there are other people. There are friends of ours who stream. There are friends of us who we know in real space. There's friends of us who we know online. You can check them all out. You're going to have a lot of free time, a whole bunch of you. I hate to say it, but you will. And one of the best ways to stay connected and to make sure that your mental health is taken care of as well as your physical health is to stay in contact with people. We care about you. We hope you care about us. And it's just a good old-fashioned time. It's worth it. And honestly, you can participate in these communities. The Discord channel, all of us are on it. We talk to players. If you have things that you want to talk about, there's a Changeling channel. There's a Changeling spoilers channel. There's an AI dungeon that you can run through right now that everyone is doing, which is super cool.
Super cool. So fun.
That is there, and that's something awesome to check out. Aragorn's got the
I just hadn't
glowy
touched the
hearts.
button for
With
a
glowing hearts, we see Aragorn rise.
Aww.
I'm going to continually call out Pugajutsu just because he's been fucking killing it Tuesday through Saturday at 11 Pacific Daylight Time, which is 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Figure out the rest from there. Mostly because if you aren't interested in Final Fantasy XIV, it doesn't fucking matter because he's got such a great community and great guests on, but he also streams other things. And dude has been having you think medical stuff has been crappy for the world. This guy's been through it and coming out super strong on the other side. Yeah. It is a continuing inspiration for all of us. So go check him out and find out how streaming's really fucking done. I'm going to remind everybody something. Changeling is a game that we've been playing for a long time now. This was session 115, not including some of the bonus sessions. You don't get this lucky if you don't have players who care about each other. Every single person in this room cares about everybody's happiness, not just ours, but yours. If you're going to game with somebody, find yourself players who care about everyone at the table. Thank you.
Thank you.
Gotcha.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.